welcome to, episode
8.
You forgot again.
I forgot again. 8 of Shattered Star Beyond the Doomsday Door. We are Route 6D6. We play D&D and Pathfinder. And we are currently working our way through a 6 adventure path called Shattered Star. And we are in book 4, kind of still near the beginning, working our way forward. Who the hell are we, Michael?
What? Who are we?
Yeah, I'm reversing the order. Oh no, did I heck it up?
We're Route 66, and we play Pathfinder. And
wait, who are you? Who are you? Oh no.
Who are we, Michael?
Oh,
I mean, you're right. You're absolutely correct.
I'm sorry, I was completely
Nailed it.
unprepared for some metaphysical question. I'm Michael, and I play Jonathan, the halfling bard, who is into shenanigans and nonsense and what else? I'm not cool like all the other people here, so I don't stream stuff, but they all do, and you should go watch their stuff because it's really cool. And those are things that you should all go do.
Well, see, now that we started with you, we're all going to look like assholes when we mention streaming.
Yeah.
Saraha, who are you?
I'm Saraha. I'm playing Kyra, the human cleric.
My camera working?
She does not tell any jokes like good old Lem/Jonathan, but she does chuckle every time Lem does. That's pretty much it.
Am I next?
Yes, thank you.
Are we going in that order?
Yep, we're going in that order this time.
I play Sayoni, the human sorcerer, on my free time and his work. I do art stuff, and you can find that on Etsy and Instagram at Pixelbound Studios. And I like plants and cats and tea, and that's it.
Okay. Thank you. Alvin,
You're welcome.
Yes, what?
who the hell are you?
Oh, Malvin, you already know that.
Well, yeah, but tell them.
Yeah!
Tell them who you are.
Sorry, I blanked out there. I've been waiting.
Jesus.
We are
Hey,
showing
wait.
them so much better than we are telling them who we are.
Okay, I'm Alvin. I'm playing Olak, the half-orc war priest of Gorum. I like to swing with swords, and great swords, and short swords, and long swords, and even longer swords.
Love it.
Oh, also, if you ever decide to wear chainmail, make sure you're not wearing it right over skin, and make sure you wear a cuff over your head if you put it on there, especially if you have long hair. You'll get stuck between the links, and you don't want nipple chafing with chains.
Is this from experience?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Alvin.
Your face.
Ava.
Hi, I'm Ava. I stream, but under this name, I play Fea, who is a very recluse witch, I would say. She's a collector.
Which,
Also, I'm making pizza, and look at my baby grow.
it's a very doughy baby you've got there.
Thank you.
You're
Also,
welcome.
I'm gonna go finish making my toast.
Oh,
while
okay,
you-
bye. And I am Tim, the game master in this particular game. I also stream on Twitch as Askell Archer, and I do the best I can to keep these people alive, but so that they don't know I'm doing that in the process. Also, I like to sometimes throw things at them that really creep them out and make their skin crawl, and make them really wonder why the hell was that necessary? Was that necessary? And oh god, why? Those are just some of my highlights, you know. That's us, and I don't think we've got anything going on right now, but you, chat, you can help us out. You can spend your channel points that you build up just by being here, by chatting, by subbing, by following along on... Oh no, well, we don't really... well, yeah, that's pretty much it. By doing all those things, you can build up channel points, which you can spend to give us chat's blessing, which goes in the little pool in the lower right corner of the screen, and players can spend those blessings to give themselves +1 on any d20 roll, or me a -1 on any d20 roll. It makes a difference. It might sound like, oh, +1, -1, what's that ever gonna... You'd be shocked. Like 5 different times in 8 episodes. It's been amazing. So, speak of the devil, there's one now. I got it. I got this one. I never add these manually. Look at that. I actually got to do something. Thank you so much. So.
That's only because I'm not at my desk.
Yeah, well, you're not at your desk, so glory's mine.
Yeah, but I have toast.
It really makes a difference, as you guys will soon see. Another thing you guys can do if you feel like saving up and buying something a little more extravagant, you can buy NPCs, which I will work into the game as best as I can at some point. Maybe there'll be a random shopkeep. Maybe there'll be that weird goblin who really, really likes pickles. You never know. You never know. But that's a thing that you can do. So, without any further ado, you guys are a group of Pathfinders. Going by the title Scarlet Shadow. You're working in the country of Varizia for Venture Captain Sheila Hydemarch. And you have been trying to reassemble the lost 7 shards of the Shattered Star, an ancient Thessalonian relic with untold magical power. Venture Captain Hydemarch hopes to use this relic to defend Varizia against future disasters. Unfortunately, the assembly process has had some snags. One of the shards was stolen from you by a traitorous comrade, maybe under the influence of magical domination. The Shard of Envy, however, you've tracked to the distant abbey of the distant locale of Windsong Abbey, a church on the edge of a cliff in which the 20 primary faiths of the region once gathered to discuss theology in harmony without the danger of drawing weapons on one another. This place existed for centuries without trouble, but when you arrived, you found it in ruins. And it was occupied by a group of redcaps, two-headed ettins, hill giants, and horrific summoned creatures called Clipoths. You fought your way through the upper levels. You met one of the remaining clerics here, a man by the name of Casimir Asmaren, who he could provide you with a bit of information. He provided you with some healing and a place to rest, and he humbly requested that you save his daughter, who had come here to help. She was one of the Pathfinders, like yourselves, but she was turned to stone in her initial assault on this place. You tracked down her statue to a tower, the last tower you explored, really, in the Abbey. It was guarded by something called a Medusa, a woman with snakes for hair who could turn you to stone with but a glance. She tried her best, and she put up a hell of a fight, even drawing upon the divine power of a demon lord, Mestama. You were able to fight her off and slay her, and that is where we are going to pick up. With really the bodies still cooling. You are in the Bath Tower. The Medusa's corpse, or what's left of it after Feia finished with it, floats in the water still.
Speaking of floating in the water, what happened to that giant?
He went out the window. You bull rushed you, a 5-foot-something half-orc, bull rushed him, a 15-foot-something hill giant, out a window after pushing him for 20 feet straight. And he plummeted 120 feet to his death. Is that what you wanted to hear?
Yes.
Just need to make sure, sometimes you gotta double tap these things.
Yeah.
Especially with Fea's around.
Sione sent 6 orbs of lightning out the window after him.
Delete these.
Well,
I put
we're
him out
doing
of his
this part-
misery.
don't forget the part where she believed that red cap was important and we sacrificed it and she was really pissed off.
Which actually accomplished literally nothing other than just making her really, really upset before she died.
Where am I? Oh, there I am.
No.
Way back there. I would like to approach the body.
Okay.
Which are her eyes open?
Yes.
Soul was kind of ripped out.
Which way are they looking? She's face down?
No, she's standing. Oh, wait, you mean the Medusa?
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, remember, her skeleton was animated inside her body and it ripped its way out of her skin. So there's not
her
a lot.
Her eyes are still
They
there?
were, no, those would have been severed.
What about the snake eyes?
Faye, I really wish you would have done that a bit more gently.
I only tried to dislocate shoulder, okay? Not my fault she weak.
I wanted to keep her head, to research for a spell.
I can put back together.
I don't think you can. I don't even see her eyeballs anywhere.
While they do whatever they do, I'm gonna reassemble the head.
That's gonna be challenging. Because there is not much left.
What do you mean there's
if
not
it-
much left?
if it
just
doesn't-
ripped itself way out, then it should be fine.
If it doesn't still work the way it did when she was alive, then it's of no use to me.
I mean, she was a Medusa. What do you want to know?
I just wanted to study how her eyes turned people to stone.
Okay, I find you new Medusa.
I don't think that's a good idea. Let's just move on. Let's see how we can help her. I'll go over to the statue.
She needs somebody needs to do this stone to flesh thing. I'm pretty sure that will work.
Is that the only thing that will work?
I'm fairly certain. Unless you know more about... it's possible you know more about stone people than I do.
Can I do an Arcana check on that?
Yes, Knowledge Arcana, you could do that, I would say.
I don't really know much.
I don't know what else would work. I don't think a restoration. I could try a lesser restoration.
I would think it would need to be something more potent than that.
Well, I don't have the components to do a regular restoration spell. So
Let me check.
This reminds me of something, everybody. I'm trying to remember. It was this time I think I went into a bar and I was going to sing, and at first I was afraid, and then I was petrified.
No.
There's a time and place for jokes.
Bea is clearly liking that one.
Kyra's not laughing at that.
Kyra, I am surprised you are laughing at this poor girl's
Kyra's
plight.
not laughing at that. I'm sorry, I can't help myself.
Jesus.
Taya, do you have any scrolls of stone to flesh?
Not that I see. I can check body.
Weren't you looking at her things
Hair?
at the end of last session, the snaky bits? Didn't
Me?
you say something about that? No, Thea was, I thought. Said something about
Oh, I was
looking at
probably gonna
her.
collect one.
Yeah, you guys haven't actually, done any kind of looting or harvesting or whatever
Yeah,
weirdness.
I'll look for. A
Well, it's
scroll
just
while I
kind of
look
just
for all the
enjoying the charred giant down there.
You're doing what, Ava? I'm sorry.
I'll look for a scroll of some sort. Maybe she had one on her.
I'll help her
I look
loot.
for the head.
Well,
I'll help her
most
loot
of
her.
most of her possessions are just floating in the tub.
Oh, here's one.
When the skin was torn off of the skeleton and the organs were removed, everything kind of just dropped into the pool.
Yeah.
Can I search the room, Tim? Looking for anything
Absolutely.
about might undo any of this. What would you like?
So you don't actually have to roll. There's some things that are just kind of around the chamber. So
Okay.
first of all, searching her body, or
You mean
rather
the pool?
searching her remains, that's more accurate. Searching her
soup.
remains,
Searching
you
the
can
pool.
still find her armor. It's bloody and gruesome, but it's some kind of enchanted chainmail.
You want me to
Her-
make checks now or wait?
Wait.
Okay,
Her
wait.
punching dagger is just floating on the surface of the pool, and in fact, the water that it's resting upon has frozen into like a little sheet of ice that it's just sitting on.
Cool.
Cool.
There is some kind of cylindrical piece of metal, and there are two little like canisters with screw top lids that are
Scroll
unmarked,
canisters.
floating in there.
Scroll
There is
canisters.
also her holy symbol, or unholy symbol, rather.
Can
Yeah,
I collect
it
her
is.
unholy symbol?
Let me see. It is in the shape of. Oh. It is in the shape. I was looking for. There it is. Of an eye set on 3 sharp stones.
Well, I'll set stuff out of the pool just so we can identify it.
Okay. And she also had a gemstone studded necklace.
Ooh.
I know what
That you,
means.
unfortunately, though, you're gonna kind of have to like slide it off of the remnant skin.
No, I'll just swish it around in the pool.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's really gruesome. In fact, Sione, I'm gonna need you to make a fortitude save.
I was kidding! I wouldn't. Okay.
Well, just to you were digging through here and trying to recover.
Okay. What kind of save? Fortitude?
Mm-hmm.
That's my worst save. Is 13 good enough?
13. Unfortunately, you're kind of nauseated by this whole thing. You feel like you're going to be sick, and as long as you remain in this room, you would be considered nauseated, basically, until you have a chance to like get away from it. Like you can smell it.
Oh. What does nauseated do?
Nauseated. Where's my GM screen?
I don't know.
What the fuck? No, I promise. I'm really prepared. No, really. Come back. There it is.
I think he was lying to us. I don't know.
Nauseated means you can only take a move action, you cannot cast spells, you cannot concentrate, you cannot attack. It means you feel really sick.
I'm quite familiar with that status.
Okay, I'm sure that's fine.
If you just like step out of the room and like take a few moments to like
No.
retch
No,
a
I
little
will-
bit, or
I'll work through it. I'll be fine.
okay.
Olaf's gonna turn. Did you swallow something?
Oh, Olak, were you digging through there too?
No.
No, Olaf's looking out the window.
Okay. Who else
What
was it? Faya?
Yeah, it was
Faya
Faya.
also needs to make a fortitude save.
I feel like Faye would be used to this kind of nonsense, but okay.
You don't normally have to dig through the goop.
It's true.
Who's were they digging through?
The Medusa.
Oh.
Goop I made. 17.
Okay, you definitely like it's unpleasant, but you're not nauseated by it. Now, as you guys are finding these things, which I hope you wrote down, Lem, you were kind of searching the rest of the bathroom, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Right away, you can find that there are some bathing implements oils, bath
Ooh.
salts, soap, stuff of that nature that look particularly fine. It's up to you if you want to collect them, but they look like they're of exceptional quality.
I do. Lem does like to be cleaned.
And like among these, and all of them are of course scented, very fragrant, very fancy. Among them, you actually find 3 bottles of some kind of a magic potion. And I would say finally, like searching through all the towels and the spare clothes and such, mixed in amongst them, you find her gear, her garments that she would wear when she dons a disguise that are effectively a masterwork disguise kit, which includes an elven princess gown and gives an additional +4 bonus on checks to disguise as elven nobility.
Yes, that is what I need. That is definitely I have been wanting. Oh wow.
Life.
Okay.
You don't have to
Suddenly
save up anymore.
Yeah.
You got
This
that
is just
trusty
going
one.
to change my entire financial strategy. This is
Lem got what he came for. He's out now.
boom.
Retirement
See you
Sleep
guys.
on the streets drunk. I'm a pretty princess.
How do you identify potions in Pathfinder?
Spellcraft. Do you have the detect magic cantrip by any chance?
I do. I
You
do.
can lick
So
it.
you would have to cast that, but then it would
I'll
be
do that.
spellcraft.
Can I make a spellcraft check?
Absolutely, please do.
Let's see. How do I do that? I have a thing.
We all do, Lem.
Yeah, that's true. Everybody has a thing, and this probably isn't the time or the place to talk about my things because this is not therapy, but therapy's good. Everybody should try it. It's awesome. What is the thing I'm thinking of?
Lem's on a roll today.
Fire competence. No, that wasn't it. It was the other thing that I can do
He
for
rolls
myself.
the dice.
Well, I'll be doing the same thing while he's doing that.
Okay, well, you can't cast detect magic while
You
nauseated.
can't cast.
Fine, I'll leave the goddamn room. I leave
Okay.
the room.
I would also
Sorry,
say, as an
Sione, I
alternative,
didn't
you could go
mean
over to the
it.
broken window and just like try to get some fresh air.
Sione, sorry, my spell gets stronger. Sorry.
All right. Okay, where did this sheet go?
It's funny because there is no world in which Fea is actually sorry.
I will.
Oh no, Lem.
That's
So-
terrible.
Like you're detecting magic on them. You give them like a little swirl, kind of sniff them, and they are very fragrant. Unfortunately, that's all you got. The actual nature of the potions eludes you.
Hey, I'm back. You might want to avoid this left corner over here. And I'm going to identify these stupid items.
Okay, what are you starting with?
The armor.
Okay.
26.
That is +3 chainmail. Not to be
Olak?
mistaken for a chain shirt. That's chain mail.
Could you... Does anybody want to wear
New
plus
pajamas?
3? Plus 3? No.
Yes. That's
going
what
to
I would
sell
wear as
these.
pajamas.
Olak, you don't need to wear armor when you sleep.
I think that's
Yes,
the
you
only kind
do.
of clothing he
That's
knows.
not good for you.
If it
He
helps with
doesn't-
anybody wondering if you're proficient with it, it is considered medium armor.
Kyra?
Which means I can sleep with it.
Nope, I'm okay.
It would give
That's
a
the same
plus
as what I'm
9.
wearing.
Oh, you have that? Oh.
I'm wearing mithril, but it's +3.
Oh,
which
yeah,
what
yours is better.
Mail is. So.
Olak, we can sell this.
Yeah, okay.
Don't need to wear chainmail pajamas. Okay.
You don't wear heavy armor.
Next is I'm gonna is the necklace magic or no?
The necklace is not magic, so that would be an appraise check.
Yeah.
Oh, I can check. Yeah. Also,
I will assist Fea in checking that.
Anyone else?
better?
Hmm?
You feel better?
Yes, I just had to take care of something out there.
Oh, I see. 17.
I'm not helping.
17 is not enough to appraise it.
Dang.
Or rather,
I was
its
about to say,
value
like,
is reduced.
What should I label this necklace as then?
Wait, what did you say? Its value is reduced? What does that mean?
So
Things,
basically,
that's what I
appraise lets you
think it
figure
is.
out how much a non-magic valuable is worth. If it is always DC 20. If you fail the check by 5 or less, you still get a value, but it is a reduced value.
Oh.
So can I just write like Medusa necklace? Will you know what that is?
No, right?
What should-
Precious necklace. Okay, yeah, you can put Medusa. I thought it was more specific for some reason.
No.
Precious Medusa necklace.
I'll write my precious.
And
My
you figure it's
precious
worth about
necklace.
2,250 gold.
I think it's about 2,250.
Okay, that's something to start with. Okay.
Jesus.
Next item.
I was like, I'm so poor. That's a
Uh,
lot of money.
I'm
That's
gonna
so
do the
much
next
money.
the next item, which is the item that's next. The following item, which is the one I pulled from the pool that she had on her person.
For God's sake, it's the
A
punching
dagger? It's
Okay.
a dagger.
Which doesn't really punch. It's more like another type of stabbing dagger.
The punching dagger spellcraft. 25.
That is a +1 frost punching dagger.
+1 punching dagger.
Frost punching dagger.
I know who would have liked this,
Mm-hmm.
but the shopkeep's gonna like it.
Wow.
Unless somebody wants to use this, I say we sell it. But
I can try it.
I might
and
like it. What does
if
it do?
Don't work. Ooh,
It's,
Lamb.
Stilly, tell him what it does.
It does an additional 1d6 cold damage with each hit.
then you
Nope,
can
that means
stab
getting near
ankles.
something. I'll pass.
Well, you could throw it, but I think the range is like 20 feet.
I would not want to break the dress, so no. I think I'm
Yeah,
good.
throw a punching dagger.
I say we just sell it.
Is Lim in a dress right now?
Did you put it
wear
on?
them?
But when I have time to change,
The next item, which is the following item that I found in the pool.
The cylinder.
I don't know.
It was next to the punching dagger. Yeah.
Actually, I believe I can show a picture.
Oh yeah,
maybe?
the scroll cases.
Nope, I cannot.
Yeah, the scroll cases. That's what it was.
Like you wrote down the
It's
list.
not a scroll case.
I never said that.
Cylinder?
I just said it was a scroll case, but it might. 21. I'm just rolling poo poo.
21. Now I need to check the DC on this.
Are there two or is it just one?
It's just one.
See, Dusty,
Um,
this was on you. Look at these rolls.
Spellcraft, identify, let's see. 15 plus items caster level.
First
21 does not succeed. You don't know what it is.
I'll cast identify.
Alright, reroll.
Highest roll we've gotten so far is a 12. Oh, 17. Never mind.
43.
43. Using magic to discern this, the knowledge comes to you that this is a Doomsday key.
what?
Who found the key?
Does it go into the door?
With the Doomsday lock
What
on
is
it?
this, Kingdom Hearts?
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
That we think.
Does
we
it look
found
like a keyblade?
Hang on. I think I might have
Is
a
it-
picture.
Comically large.
It is. Unfortunately, no, it's not comically large. That's disappointing.
Damn.
Does it come with a set of really large shoes?
I hope so. Let's put him on Lim.
Okay,
With
don't
his
have,
new
I don't have a
dress.
picture yet. I will update this later with a picture, but for now, I'm just going to reveal the item card to you.
Well, I'll hold it up so everyone can see. And the music will play. Da-da-da-da.
Damn.
Or is it da-da-da-da-da? Whichever one it is.
Both.
That's the Zelda one, but yeah, same thing.
Okay, It looks like, I'm sorry, it is visibly a key. It does look visibly like a key, except it's about as long as a wand, and the back part of the key, the part that you would normally hold, is rounded. It's covered in spikes, and the side profile of it is in the visage of a skull. The whole thing is made from iron.
Oh.
Whoa, that's a cool ability.
Oh my gosh. Oh, sorry. This is unrelated. Now, give me a second.
Oh my gosh.
I just remembered I had a wand of restoration. I can try that on the stone, but
Oh, the one I gave you.
Okay, no picture. Sorry.
Lem,
And then there
did
was
you...
the unholy symbol. which is
Well,
not magic.
yeah. I'll let Kyra have that.
oh sure.
I think she already grabbed it, yeah.
I can grab it. Hold on to it.
What's up, Sione?
Did you want me to look at those potions you were sniffing?
Yes, I have a strong suspicion that they are full of powerful arcane magics.
I would think so. Here's my spellcraft.
Sorry, it's only funny because I rolled a 1.
27.
27. All three of them are potions of Eagle Splendor.
Potions of Eagle Splendor.
What is that?
I think it gives
Would
you a
you like
bonus
one?
to your wisdom?
Charisma.
Charisma. Ooh.
Would you?
It is an
Like-
enhancement bonus, though, so it does not stack with magic items that already improve your charisma.
Useless potions.
Never mind, garbage.
Yeet.
Throw them away.
Out the window.
But they are very fragrant.
But they do smell nice.
Let's throw it at the stone. No, that would be wrong. Never mind.
Well, we could sell them if, you know.
Oh, I'm sorry. There were the 2 canisters also, which were magic.
Were those scroll cases?
No, but they do have like a screw top lid.
I
And
will.
unscrewing it inside, it looks like there's some kind of a thick, oily salve in them.
I will.
Face mask cream to go with that dress.
I don't
bet.
think that's right. Hold on. 31 spellcraft on that.
These are called stone salve.
So, what's
I
that?
chuck it out the window.
No!
Is it
Useless.
made by Goop? Is Gwyneth Paltrow involved?
No.
This I think will do the trick. I'll give it to Kyra. You said there's
Each-
2?
Yes, and each ointment can be used twice. Or no,
Ooh.
I'm sorry, it has 2 uses.
Twice.
I misread that. It has 2 uses. It can be applied to the flesh of a petrified creature, and it will work like stone to flesh. Or
Okay.
if it's applied to the flesh of a non-petrified creature, it will function as a stone skin spell.
I don't care about that one. I care about the first
I'm
one.
gonna give.
Whoa,
I'm
whoa,
gonna
whoa,
give.
whoa. I was
Yes?
like, what spell?
Stone to flesh, or flesh to stone, whichever.
No, it's stone skin or stone
Oh,
flesh.
stone skin or stone.
Olak
to
is
flesh.
very interested in that second function.
Funny
Okay,
enough,
Olak, our number one priority is to free old girl that's standing next to me frozen
Yes.
right now.
I
Why
think
don't we
you'll-
just crack her open?
Nice job.
there are 3
No.
more canisters just like this, but empty and lying on the floor in this chamber.
Weird.
Okay.
What?
What was she doing?
She was using them.
Well-
Remember, she had stone skin
Yeah.
when you
I mean, it
detected
happens
her
when you
auras.
hang out in the wind too much. You get like these scaly patches, and they're pretty rough. And...
Okay, so I think Kyra, you should hang on to one,
Okay.
and somebody else should hang on to the other one.
It's like a salve, so you just like apply it.
Mhm.
Yes, but just use half of it. It's good for 2 uses.
No. He said it was good for 2 different things.
Right.
Not
Oh,
2
I see.
uses. It's
I
one
understand.
use.
Well, then apply liberally to her body.
I will begin doing that.
Interesting. Okay, in that case.
Imagine just.
That is how
getting
you
ready
use
for
it,
a
correct,
fight,
silly?
And you just be like, 1 second, let me put on my sunblock before
Let
I
me-
can actually fight you.
Make sure you get the nose.
As you start to apply it to her, like
What?
it's very slow
Wait,
acting.
wait. Does she
What?
have all of her bits? Are there like arms or fingers missing or something
Hmm.
like that we should like tape on before we do this? Or
I think she's
like it
whole.
would suck to come back to life with no nose. I'm just saying. I mean, unless you're Voldemort, would that be different?
Now you know how it happened.
Putting it out
Does
there.
she have all of her bits? I mean, is this a good time to do this?
I unless you're gonna carry her stone body up to the top of the lighthouse tower.
Well, I'm just saying she's sort of okay where she is for the moment.
I think her father is worried sick, so we
Yeah.
should let her.
I think I should do this.
She looks
Does
like
she
she
have
has her bits.
Okay. Okay.
Wait,
It
how
just it would
heavy
be
is
terrible
this
to come
statue?
back to life with no nose. I'm just.
I think she's whole. I don't think she got broken.
Do you
Yeah, how
wanna
heavy
check?
is the statue? Yeah.
Sure,
Good
we'll
check.
give her a look over.
That would be.
Oh,
You can
I-
use perception or heal in that case. I would say.
I'll check her over too,
I'll use
since
heal.
I said that. I'll
I'm
use
Olaf
just
would
gonna
like to
throw
do a
this out
lift
there.
check.
She's fine.
A lift check.
Yeah, how heavy is she?
No.
She's about 800 pounds.
Olaf did prepare and tall.
Searching over her, number one, Kyra, you find that she smells like piss. And looking at her over, it's very clear someone has defaced the statue
Oh.
to great extent, and probably numerous times. But functionally, structurally, she is whole. There's nothing
Okay.
missing.
Can we She's gonna need a bath. Good thing we're in a bathhouse.
Well, that bath is full of
Oh
Blood.
right, that bath is
Is
not
that-
clean
Faye's gonna
anymore.
start like taking everything out of the bath.
You can't clean that.
How many of the bits are going in your bag?
If I find it, I would like a snake head from the hair and maybe like an eyeball.
Called it.
And I'm gonna put it in the little jar together with some,
Funny enough, the longer you
some
guys are in here,
preservatives.
the water is starting to clear on its own.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Like
okay,
the blood has
good.
already faded from it. The floaties are still in there, of course, but you can pick the floaties out.
Yeah, I'll start
Uh,
picking the floaties out as they make that comment because I don't really have anything else to do. Plus,
So-
like, keepsakes.
I'm gonna start applying this salve that I have on to the statue now.
Okay. Applying the salve takes a significant amount of time because it's like rubbing lotion over an entire body and you can't miss a spot.
Yeah.
Can I quickly chuck her into the pool then once she transforms if she still smells like pee?
Are you readying an action
Why
to do
don't
that
you
once
let her like come back to life and realize where she is before you throw her in the water and she starts to drown because she doesn't know where she is?
Are you signaling your intent, Olak, or are you just kind of lurking until the moment?
Olaf's just kind of going like this.
Oh no. Okay.
He's doing the thinking face.
It is
He thinks he's
unclear what
hungry.
Olak's intentions are as you are applying the
But
salve.
is looking at the statue, sniffs, and then looks at the pool, then
I'm
going
not
like
giving the
this.
dress back. Just saying, if it's hers, I'm keeping it.
The math formula lady meme is going on behind Olak.
All right, do this thing, Kyra.
So by the time you're done applying the salve to her, the first places that you applied it to are only just starting to return to a color. And it's like happening very slowly, but as soon as you finish like sealing the whole body in this salve, the glow that was just kind of shimmering here and there in spots, like on the elbows, a little bit on the cheeks, one in the eye, the whole body starts to glow with golden light. And you can hear a sound like of stone crumbling, and then the entire casing on her crumbles to dust off of her, and she collapses into Olak's waiting arms, who just...
No!
Does she still smell like pee?
Oh, yes.
Right, well, this is for your own good. Olaf's gonna toss into the pool.
Gently,
Are
maybe?
you trying to drown her?
It's 3 feet!
She
Wait,
disappears into the water and
You-
just kind of immediately surfaces, coughing and choking and sputtering, like like red hair kind of hanging down beside her head. She's kind of like on her hands and knees in the bath and kind of rises up, blinking.
Good morning. 'cause I'd
Hey,
be next to
remember
her.
me?
What has happened?
It looks like you returned to stone, but we got
The
rid of the thing
Medusa.
that did that. We it's okay. It's okay. We took care of it.
I'm gonna point right
She
beside the
won't be
pool.
on you ever again.
It's not a problem anymore, and you returned to stone, but we've restored you back, so it's like everything is
I
good.
remember.
You like a snake hair? And I'll like hold probably a really bad one out for her.
No. Who are you? Who are you? You, I remember. She points at Olak. You, I remember. She points at Sione. She points at Fea. You, I definitely remember reading about. Who are you? You're Pathfinders.
Yes, we are. We were sent to find you.
By who?
I just blanked on her name.
Lady
Hydemark.
Hydemark.
Thank you. We were sent by Sheila Hydemark.
How... Did she say how long it has been? What year is it?
It's been a few weeks since we heard that you came to Windsong.
Thank all the gods above. Only weeks. My father?
He's all right. He's up in the lighthouse.
So we are still in Windsong Abbey.
Yes.
They're in the process of making it safe again.
Does she look like she needs healing?
Looking at her, she looks like she's had like a few... You can see a few injuries. It looks like she might have taken a kick from a red cap. There's some bruising on her, but by and large, considering she probably fought a group of hill giants and red caps and that Medusa, she doesn't look as bad as you'd expect.
No, she probably got turned to stone really quickly. That's why.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
As far as I know, I think the upper levels are safe, right? This was it.
Everything's cleared out now. Yes, except for the downstairs, which.
Yes, which will be our next stop.
But I think we should return Karaya to her father and
yes,
let her rest, and maybe we should also.
Can you walk?
Yes, I think so. She, like, climbs up to her feet. A little wobbly, but, like, clearly gaining her strength rapidly. Yes, I can.
Also, by the way, are these chamber pots?
No.
There are no chamber pots in this particular room.
Oh.
Yeah, you just pee in the tub and it purifies itself, and you take out the floaty bits.
I hate it here.
Well, it's just gonna do a quick inspection of the pool.
There's an opportunity here for the future.
No!
She kind of...
Kyra's gonna help Karaya get out of the pool and
Yep.
start to exit this room because I don't want to be part of any shenanigans.
Oh, I was just gonna go as a gross, Back in my day, we just pooped in the corner.
And, like, the entire time, like, as Kyra is escorting her out of the room, like, she's reassuring Kyra, like, it's okay. I've been around his type before. It's okay.
Oh,
You
jeez.
see her out. She is armed, by the way, as she makes her way out of the room. Out in the sky bridge, she remembers this and kind of starts patting herself down, feeling for, like, weapons and such. Where is my father? You said in the lighthouse?
Up in the lighthouse, yes. We can go there now. I mean, everything else has been taken care of in the abbey. There isn't anything to fight.
What about there was a man.
A man?
An elf. I think he was in charge.
we believe he's downstairs, right?
Yes. we think he's downstairs, and there's a lock on the door, which we now have the key for.
You should not go down there.
Zolarum?
I don't.
Wait, is that his name?
As
I don't.
Zalarum was the cleric who...
A
the
Darthanathus?
turncoat.
Oh yeah.
Ardathanatus
Ardathanatus.
was
Yes.
boogeyman of ancient days.
Well, we can talk more in the lighthouse. Let's go.
Yes. Let's.
Very well, I will follow you. And you guys.
I will.
Olak will ask her how it felt like to be a stone statue. He's quite curious about the experience.
Well, it wasn't great. It was like being asleep. Only there were dreams, but they weren't like normal dreams. It was like there were these whispers all the time, always speaking just beyond what I could hear. Laughing sometimes.
Were you scared?
I don't think so.
That doesn't sound so bad.
I wasn't scared in the way that you aren't really afraid when you are dreaming.
So you could say that you weren't petrified then.
I see that. I see what you did.
No, I was petrified.
Yeah, I thought she was petrified.
What's funnier is when it gets taken literally.
It's the worst fate a joke can receive. You are very strange.
Having.
But-
Did you have a dress, by the way?
A dress?
Yeah, like a really nice dress.
No.
Good, good. Just
I was
asking
wearing
for
what you
a
see me wearing now.
Fantastic. It's very nice.
Thank you. I bought it with my own money.
It'd be pretty weird if you bought it with somebody else's money. I mean, it wouldn't be weird. I mean, it'd be thievery, but
Yes. I am no thief.
well,
I don't know. Most of my money was somebody else's money.
Yes,
Your
well.
money is with the thief. What are you talking about?
Well,
Like
they
you can
left it
see.
lying there after they dead.
I suppose. Strangeness aside, forgive my demeanor towards you. It is very off-putting to awaken like this and just to feel as though so much time has passed and no time at all. I am grateful to all of you.
Of course.
And at about this time, you're coming out into the courtyard, and you can see the Ferris Pharasme looming above.
Cool.
And as you approach the door, what do you do?
I will let Ola-
Rosme.
Dang it, Kyra.
What?
Nothing. Go ahead, Olak.
What? Go ahead away.
Go inside.
Fine. Razme.
And you enter?
Yeah?
Okay. You walk in?
Yeah. Looks confused.
You know, I look at her. You know to say that, yes?
I was just gonna look himself around.
Pharasme, why? Isn't
You
that
say
the name
that-
of the lighthouse?
There is a protection spell on this. You need to say it before
Oh.
you enter.
I am appreciative again. My guard was down. Pharasme? And she'll step in, kind of like looking around, like,
Yeah, looks gonna look at him was like, what?
Good job, Olak. Phrasme, I'll also enter.
Okay. You make it in.
I will. I'll call out. Casimir?
And like your voice kind of rings through the tower up and up. Remember, this tower is about 120 feet high.
Yeah, we can.
Before, you can, if you listen carefully though, you can like hear his feet on the steps, even like as you're speaking, like he was already on the way down. It takes maybe a minute before you see Casimir dash down the stairs, and Karaya like starts to say something and doesn't even have time as he just wraps her in a tight hug. And like he doesn't say a word. His eyes are just shut, like holding her in a tight bear hug, and she's kind of like and then once she gets her breath, pats him. I thought you were gone. Go ahead. Sorry.
While they start to talk, I will just kind of like lean into Sione, and I will try to whisper just so only she can hear. Do you see it now? They sent her here, to this, alone.
Was she alone?
Mm-hmm.
Or did she have a group?
I haven't heard anything about anyone else.
Sione will nod.
And kind of before you, he finally lets go of her and just kind of like is sizing her up. Stupid girl! Why did you come here? I told you to get help. Father, you sounded... I wanted to help. You almost died, girl! And he kind of even gives her like a little push. And you can see he's visibly like distraught. You almost died! What life do you think I'd have had here without you? Knowing? What if they hadn't come? Points at you guys. And she's kind of not looking at you, and you can see like her... she looks a little surprised and a little rigid. I'm sorry I came to help you. Well, you didn't. They came to help you and me. They did it. Do you know why, Karaya? Perhaps, Father, this is a conversation for another time. And he kind of looks at you. Thank you. Thank you for saving my daughter. Thank you. I will help you however I can. Whatever you need. Magic, knowledge, shelter, anything I can provide you.
For anything that you didn't tell us before?
Such as what?
Is there any other information on this place? Maybe the history? Maybe any more information on Adarthanathus?
Well, yes, I could tell you that. Perhaps we should go upstairs.
I think we want to rest before we head down into the
Yeah.
basement. We found this. I'll whip
Key.
out the key.
The Doomsday key. And he looks now at Kyra and really sees you. And the mask, the abbot's mask, I see.
I'll hand that to him.
No. I do not dare wear it. It is not for me. A new leader of this place will have to be appointed. But until such a time, if it can help you, use it. We can worry about the politics later.
I'm gonna lean over to him. Why does it look so gaudy?
2 years
It
later,
was
he'll
designed
go
by a
remember that
Shellenite.
Nah.
Olak laughed.
Oh. man.
Lem just over there like a little storm cloud over his head.
What the fuck?
You mentioned that there was more comfort upstairs? He kind of glowers at her. Yes! Let's go upstairs. We can talk. You should rest after what you've done.
You mean after what was done to her?
Oh, that was at you. He said that.
Oh. I thought he was saying that
No.
to her. I
And
was
now he turns back to her.
Really?
And I see you suffered some injuries. Oh, did I? I can fix it. One moment. And she kind of quietly says something, putting her hand to her chest, and you see a little glow come from a necklace that she's wearing. And she's going to cast Cure Moderate Wounds.
Warlock's gonna complain about this place needing some elevators.
Hasn't he
While he's
started
like
this
floating
session?
up the air.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Well, he still has to walk.
Oh no.
And he'll follow her up the stairs, and like, as you guys are making your way around the staircase up the Ferris Pharasme, a few different times you can see like her kind of slowing down on the stairs and have to kind of grip the side for a moment. And then she just like continues upward, up and up and up. Until you
As
guys-
we're going up, I'm gonna give Kyra the other balm salve stuff if I haven't yet.
I thought you gave one to Olak and one to me.
I'm not giving one to Olak.
Oh, okay. What's it called? Sorry.
Stone Salve.
Stone salve.
He might mistake it for sunscreen.
Beach episode, Olak literally
Yeah.
casts stone skin on himself.
I know what'll protect me from the sun.
Gotta work on that tan. Okay, you guys make your way up to the top of the lighthouse. The wind is a little stronger once you get up there, but it is well lit. It's much better lit than where you just were. And you see Casimir immediately like go over to his bedding and like take one of his blankets and start to like roll it up and make like a little pillow or a cushion and put it beside his own place. He stops about halfway through though. As soon as she's up here, she unslings a large pack and starts removing a bedroll from it. And sets it out to sit on. Never looking at him.
End it, woman.
And once he sees this, he kind of gives like a small sigh and just stops what he's doing and turns back to you guys. I'm sorry, what do you want to know?
Do you have any more information about Adarthanathus?
I can tell you that he was once one of the strongest of the clerics he kept here. He was the priest of Pharasme. No. Pharasma,
Oh?
there we go. Pharasma. It's like, nope, that's not right. He was probably going to become the next leader of this place, where he would have been the master abbot to this very day. But after the death of Aerodin, they say he went mad. Blamed Iomade for all of the lost prophecies, and slew the cleric of Iomade, who was the masked abbot. A few other clerics tried to fight him, and he killed them too, before the rest drove him out. And after that, no one really
So-
knows what became of him.
It kind of sounds like history, though, is repeating itself. With Zolarum killing the masked abbot and...
Zolarum did it at the provocation of Ardathanatus. And what makes it that much worse is we lacked the strength to drive even one cleric out, let alone two and his army of giants, demons.
Well, why do you think Adarthanathus keeps doing that? What does he want? What does he gain?
They say he went mad. It was before my time. I wasn't here for the death of Aroden. But, well, they say...
Wait, is he an elf?
Yes.
No, I meant actually him.
Oh, he and Karaya are half-elves.
Oh, okay.
So did he come with like all these other creatures and beings, friends of his, or?
Yes, it was an army. And there were those horrid demons that he brought with him, too. All manner of summoned monsters.
So a long time ago, he slew the masked abbot, but he was...
He blamed her. Blamed her and her goddess for Aroden's death. They say he was convinced Iomade had slain Aroden. And for those of you less familiar, I'm throwing these names around. They would be common knowledge to you guys that Iomade is the goddess of honor and bravery and paladins. She became that goddess. She used to be the herald of a god called Aroden, the god of humanity. But the Age of Lost Omens began at the unexpected death of Aroden. Nobody knows how the god was slain or how you can even kill a god. Aroden was slain. All of the prophecies that he would return to Galarian were proven false, and the Age of Lost Omens began. It would be just kind of common knowledge to your characters, but I want to make sure you guys are kind of keeping up. Like, he's throwing a lot of names around here for you. So.
And Pharasma is the god of
death and
death,
prophecy.
prophecies.
Yep, death and prophecy. All of Pharasma's prophecies were broken at the death of Aroden. So what he's saying is, Ardathanatus blamed Iomade, claiming that she had slain Aroden to take his divinity.
Which is why he went kind of mad.
And it drove him mad. So he assassinated the High Cleric of Iomade.
And was he trying to take this place back then, too, and he was driven out?
No, I don't think so. I think he was just lashing out and angry.
And then he left for a time, and then apparently he's back.
I always thought he'd just gone off and died somewhere. But it would seem that he's given himself to some new goddess or god.
How long ago was that, the first time he did that?
That was the dawning of the Age of Lost Omens, 4606. Another side note, the current year is 4712, which would translate roughly to 2012. It's always 2,700 years added onto our own year. This adventure was published in 2012, so 4712.
When was Second Darkness, just so I can get a good...
4707.
4707? What?
4708, sorry. Sorry, it was the beginning of 4708.
You said it's 4712?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yo. Our character's getting old.
Well, it was 5 years.
I'm getting old. Faye's not some teenage girl.
Wasn't Faya 19 in Crimson Throne? So you'd be 24? How dare you call 24 old in my presence?
Look, he's old for a human in this time. Like, come on. She's already died a couple times.
He only lives till 30.
Yeah. She's got a few good years on her life.
Shh, don't say that. Don't say that.
Do you know anything about his capabilities?
He has divine magic again. Evil. With all of the demons he brought with him, I'd say he's probably given himself to a demon lord. Maybe Mestama, maybe something else, I don't know.
I'll pull out the symbol of Mestama that we picked up from the Medusa creature.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say this was on the Medusa that turned your daughter to stone.
May I?
And
I'll have that?
Yeah, I'll hand it over to him.
He looks at it.
Sorry.
No, this wasn't it.
Oh.
Whoever he's in worship to, it wasn't this.
I see.
He'll give it back if you want to give it to whoever you can.
Fea, did you wanted this?
You're muted.
I said yes. Can you
Oh.
hear me?
Yep.
No, you were really quiet for a second.
Yeah, my mic
How
doesn't.
many of those do you have now?
I will collect them all and then destroy them.
Sione,
Hmm?
maybe because Kyra and I are kind of new to this whole thing. What's the connection, if there is one, to the things you're after?
We don't know. I'm trying to
The
figure that out.
shards?
You are after something.
Yes.
But just hold that thought for a minute.
So this wasn't just a rescue mission. Oh, that's like Sheila.
Well,
So-
we were sent here to rescue Karaya, and it just happened to coincide with the other thing that we were looking for.
Fea will be doing this when she says that happens.
Well, okay, to be fair, that's what happened though. We were looking for finding the shard, right? And then
Yeah.
Sheila was like, "Hey, I need you to go find Karaya.
While
She's
you're
over
there,
here."
could you pick up some bread and also my lost Pathfinder?
Well, I did ask him last time. He did confirm that he had. I showed
The
him the
shard of
shard, and he
envy.
said he
Yeah.
had it.
Yeah, that was Karaya who was saying that, not him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we know he has the shard. So I don't know how he knew it was here.
It's weird, right? Like, is he here for the shard? Is he here for this revenge thing with the
Both.
abattis? Is it coincidence that there's a shard here?
Dilly, remind me, what shard is it
Probably
again?
not.
Shard of Envy.
Okay. So each of these shards has a curse on it, and if you don't use it with this iron stone, you are afflicted by the curse. So maybe
Sheila was talking about these when I met you. The shattered star, right?
Yeah, she was
Yes,
skills on about it.
We are collecting them. But maybe he picked it up and he is suffering from the curse and acting on that. I don't know what the curse of envy is. But
Probably makes one envious, I should think.
well, something like that, but it's a little bit more complicated. Well, maybe not.
It would make sense if he has the Shard of Envy to return to the place where he would have been given power and others were given it in his stead.
Maybe.
He was to be the next masked abbot. It's possible.
But if he was corrupted by the shard, then
So he could have found the shard elsewhere and just came here with it.
Mm-hmm.
As now.
So it really
Maybe.
is quite a coincidence that they
it really is.
all kind of stumbled together like this.
But what's
Interesting.
That's-
below that has him so down there?
Nobody knows except the masked abbot.
Well, that's not
Uh-huh.
entirely true.
Huh. Do tell.
There were ruins here when the abbey was built. Windsong Abbey was built atop the ruins of an older temple. Something...
That's a Thessalonian
Thessalonian,
temple?
yes.
It's always a Thessalonian temple.
Always.
It was a holy place to the faith of Grotus,
Ah,
the god of the end of times.
Yeah, and I'll kind of look at Kyra. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds familiar, don't it?
Yeah.
You okay, Lem?
There...
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
The ruins were deemed dangerous. It was decided many centuries ago that no one should go down there save for the masked abbot. It was deemed unsafe and unwise. After all, good, evil, no one wants the end of the world.
Well,
We all
What's up,
agree on that.
Grotus?
Well, Grotus is not represented here.
Except he sort of is, because you built this whole area on top of a place that represents him.
No cleric of Grotus sat in our council chambers. Though, to be fair, in the last 100 years since Ardathanatus left, we're down to but 7 clerics. And after the butchery, probably even less.
I'm just saying, maybe next time you shouldn't have a temple built on top of an old cursed temple.
I mean, he wasn't the one who built the temple.
I'm just speaking out loud. I'm not blaming him.
yeah, but for
It's just
future reference,
frustrating.
if you're going to build a temple, maybe don't do it where there used to be one.
Karaya, by the way, has moved into the chatting circle now and is unapologetically leaning in with interest. And she says, "I am surprised no Pathfinders have come here yet. An ancient Thessalonian temple. I should think it would be a beacon to everyone who wants a little bit of fame, treasure, knowledge."
No, they're probably
Hey.
joining the barbecue downhill.
Well, we wouldn't have allowed it even if one foolish enough to think as such came here. The way is
Why?
barred with special locks that only that, he points at the key that you have, can open. And that was carried only by the masked abbot.
And look how far it got him. With no key.
Ardathanatus is not as he once was. And
What does that mean?
it means that he is powerful. Far more powerful than even the stories told.
What happened with this cleric? What was his name?
Zalarum? He
Yeah.
went below with Ardathanatus, traitor.
What did what do you think about it? Did Ardathanatus do something to his mind, or was he always a bad egg?
Well, he was a priest of Nethys, so you never can tell. He might have offered
that's-
him power, knowledge, magic. Zalarum's interests weren't really in benevolence or the furthering of society. They were in the growth of his own power and knowledge. He was a selfish, self-centered man. Go ahead.
That priest or that Nethys, is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nethys is another one of the well-known gods. That is the god of magic, of arcane and divine magic, healing and destruction. He's known for his
Assassination.
duality. Nope, you're thinking of Norgorber.
Oh. Yes, yeah. Sorry.
Nethys is known for having half of his face white, the other half black, and he wields divine healing in one hand, arcane destruction in the other. His church is all about the acquisition and spread of knowledge. They're not evil nor good.
Or just neutral.
Combination of both at all times.
Okay.
And in particular, Nethys is primarily worshipped in the regions you hail from. Nethys and Sarenrae are the two biggest out there.
Feels so good to be caught up on my Pathfinder gods, by the way.
It takes a long time to really get comfortable with them all. There's a lot of gods.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I know.
you just read and decide which one's best for a character, and you just slowly remember them and their symbols. But I digress.
So, are you going to go below? Are you
I
going
would
after
like to.
this Ardathanatus?
We should rest first, but yes.
Yes, we're going to rest first and prepare, and then, yes, head down there.
I don't want to get anyone worried, but has anyone considered that he came here with a Thessalonian relic to a Thessalonian temple in honor to a god of the end of days? Am I the only one in the room who's thinking maybe he wants to do something drastic? Can
No,
he?
Maybe not.
You're not the only one thinking that.
She looks at her father. Can he? Well, that's not something that anyone but the masked abbot really knows. It's possible.
Perhaps going forward in rebuilding an abbey such as this, secrets should not be kept.
Tell me, young lady, would you have that secret known to, say, followers of the Prince of Darkness, Asmodeus? Would you leave them responsible for sharing in this secret? What about Norgorber, Father Skinsaw? At the end of the day, a secret is only truly kept when there is only one person who knows it.
We see where that got you here.
Well, it seems like more than one knew it.
Well, how did that happen?
That is a good question. One I would like to know.
I think the trick is not to have evil temples in your basement.
Evil? What is evil? Again, we convene with the priests of Iomade and Shaylin, but also Asmodeus, Zankuthan, Norgorber. Good and evil are not concepts of this place.
Talking about Grotus.
Grotus is not here.
Just nomming on something while watching this conversation go down. Just like...
He's clearly in your basement.
And Olaf's wondering why there's a face on his keg.
What?
Yeah, I did that.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot about that.
Me too. That's amazing.
Okay, I was just gonna act like nothing's there. Didn't see it.
He's gonna glare at the old man who's been drawing shit on the walls.
Don't look at me.
Better than I expected.
One thing is clear, though. As you said, fate has brought all of us here. You have all walked upon the road and all wound up here. You, me, Ardathanatus, even Koraya. This is not happenstance. This is the will of fate. This is as Desna wills it. You are meant to be here.
Rubbish.
You are a skeptic.
Yeah.
Well, fortunately, you do not need to believe or disbelieve for truth to be truth. And you can see, like, Koraya is visibly starting to check out.
Yeah, Sayoni's gonna...
Hey, wait, Sione.
What?
Who was the Rune Lord for... Wait, what was the shard in here again?
Envy?
Envy? Yeah,
Uh-huh.
for Envy. Wait, that's not Karsug's Greed.
Karzug is greed. But...
Forgot their name as well.
That one I... Can I do a check on that,
Knowledge
Stilly?
history. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Analog's not good with that.
I'm not either. Oh, I'm okay.
Okay.
25,
25.
and I'm giving you a bonus because you've literally been to Runeforge.
Yes.
You would know that the Rune Lord of Envy...
Is it the lady?
It is a lady. Rune Lord Bellamarius.
Hmm.
She was kind of an old crone.
Yeah. Bella Marius is her name.
What's her hocus pocus?
You mean what magic?
Yeah.
That'd be Knowledge Arcana. Now here's a skill we don't get to use very often.
Yeah, I wrote these all down in the other game. 32.
The School of Envy later gave rise to the School of Abjuration.
I was gonna say that. I should have just said it.
What is abjuration, as
And
somebody who's not
is-
familiar with game mechanics?
That is anti-magic, or defensive magic.
Okay.
Like shield.
You know, shield or counter-spelling kind of effects,
Mage armor.
spell resistance.
Do you think she became a rune lord because she said screw the other guy's magic and was like, I'm gonna anti you guys?
That's pretty much it.
I'd like to look at Casimir and just say, is it too much to ask for your help to go down there to help us?
I do not belong down there. And, like, he's only partly got the phrase out before she says, I will go with you. No, you will not.
No, Kyra, I don't think either of them should come down there.
You've
Yeah,
saved
I'm
my
gonna
life, and you've just
look
said
so
that the
spindly.
world may very well be about to end. And you expect me not to
No,
go?
I didn't say that. No one said that.
She points at Kyra.
Kyra, look.
So you don't want more help? Is that what you're saying, Sione?
Yes, I think they should stay up here.
I agree.
In case we do die, they
In
need to
case
get
we
this
do die,
place
then
up and
they're-
running again.
What are they gonna
Yes.
do? But just the two of them stay trapped in this lighthouse?
We could stay up here for another 3 weeks and wait for more Pathfinders to come save us.
Exactly. That's
He-
not.
He visibly, like, kind of blanches from that comment and kind of
Look.
turns ghost white.
In combat, I don't want to have to be worrying about keeping them alive on top of
please.
all of you.
I think they are perfectly capable, and
Have-
I'm the one who
Hey,
keeps us
this guy-
alive.
Have any of you
Isn't
even ever
capable
been to
of
the Darklands?
Yes.
This guy's
Yes.
not capable of anything, Kyra. He's been sitting in his hole, hiding, waiting for somebody to come save his daughter.
Well,
Mariah?
I
How
don't
did you
think
get
he would have
survived.
been able to do it by himself. We barely managed to do it.
How
I'm
did you get turned into stone then?
I'm not interested in babysitting.
I need no babysitter. Fight me. Any one of you.
Are you a
I will
child?
show you.
You
I am
talking to
not.
Lem?
You
She-
act like
she's
child.
at
I will
Lem and then
treat
she
you
moved
like
it to Lem.
child.
Oh.
We
You
don't.
already
we're not-
are treating me like a child. I am a Pathfinder of greater years than any of you. You think because you have tracked down a few shards of ancient Thassalon that you are somehow stronger, better, more skilled? We are all of us adventurers, all of us Pathfinders, every one of us.
And I think we could use your help.
I don't get carried away.
Karaya, sit
Leonie
down.
crosses her arms.
This is
What can you
ridiculous,
bring?
she'll
What
say.
can you bring to the table?
I am a deep walker.
I don't know what that is.
A scout into the Darklands. I've spent the last 5 years mapping the Darklands, meeting with dark elves, with deep gnomes, with creatures that would make your skin crawl. Yes, even you. She looks at Fea.
Leave me out of this.
I don't know. Kind of looks unfair.
I have my sword, my Aklis. I have decades of experience fighting dark elves and the undead and all of the nasty little vermin of the Darklands. I can cast spells. I can shoot.
What about him? And Len will nod at her father.
Not on the table. I do not belong down there. I am an appointed priest of Windsong Abbey.
What
I
about
swore
your
an
daughter?
oath.
You just told her she couldn't go.
I did. He does not speak for me. Silent girl. She has seen enough.
I'm gonna sit by Thea.
It
I'm
is
out of this
deadly. You are a coward.
I'm
What?
gonna pass some rations to Jonathan. Just like
Popcorn.
pretty
Not
much.
all of us have the luxury of hiding up here in our tower waiting for the gods to come save us.
Damn.
I'm just kind of enjoying this.
Everyone's like watching, like, you know.
Popcorn.
just like,
Damn, I
Popcorn.
literally asked a simple ass question.
Let me just go dust the shelves over here. I'll be back, lady. You know, yeah.
The windows need some shining.
Okay, how about this? Let's make a deal then. If you can resist my spell, you can come with us. And if you fail to resist, you stay here.
Keone.
What? I
What
think
kind
that's
of
fair.
spell?
Better off asking me to see if they can die in one shot from a swing from my sword.
It's a simple suggestion.
You can see Casimir nodding. This seems fair. Really? Because it is up to fate? Because it is up to your will.
Mm-hmm.
I can resist whatever you throw at me.
We will see. What's in the room?
I'm gonna lean to Lem on a bit on this.
There's like paint, right, where he was painting?
I don't think it's paint. So let's see.
What is it?
There's a huge iridescent sphere with dazzling colors reflected across the surrounding white walls and window panes.
Is there what did he
The
put it on
walls
there?
are covered in scribbles and drawings of butterflies and angelic women.
Okay. Is there like a paint or chalk or something he used?
Chalk.
Okay. I'm
Before
gonna
you
point.
go-
Yes.
Before you go, I'm gonna cast a message to Thea, and I'm gonna say, 500 gold should do it. What do you say?
I'm right next to you, right?
Mhm.
So you hear it twice.
Oh yeah, I guess you did.
You know I'm right next to you, right? You know I'm not right next to you, right?
Let's see.
Kyra is now sitting with her arms crossed.
I'm just gonna see how much gold I have real quick. No, thank you.
Free-
I have no money.
Is Lem like shaking like a money
Hey.
bag?
Hey. How about
500 gold.
I bet I'll do you one better though, then. How about I bet you one favor?
Done.
No questions asked.
Oh God.
Done. Absolutely. Done.
You have to kill me again.
One
There's
favor.
No good
Questions
ending to
asked.
this.
And we'll shake on
Lock
it.
wants in on this.
Olak wants to bet. You guys are depriving him.
Yeah, Lock's 100 says she doesn't.
100?
Yep.
I'm going with dozen too. So
This
that doesn't
isn't
work.
really what I had in mind when I was gonna do this.
I didn't have this in mind
Olak
at
isn't
all,
even
so
hiding
this
it,
is
it's
all
like-
I
on
feel
you.
like we're just like in the corner being like that popcorn brigade, just being like, yeah.
Olak's not even in the corner, so like 100 says she doesn't.
Okay, Sayoni's gonna point at that piece of chalk. Draw a butterfly on the wall right there. And she's gonna cast suggestion.
So I don't actually have her programmed in the character sheet yet, so I'm just going to roll the d20 and add.
Oh man.
Oh, that's awesome.
Is she net?
She natted.
I was hoping she would.
She
Oh.
looks at the chalk. She stands up. She walks over to the piece of chalk and like picks it up and snaps it in half and looks at you and says, "No."
Ooh.
Olak's kind
Damn.
of disgruntled. and
Sayoni.
tosses them a bag of 100 copper coins.
He didn't say what kind.
There's only 100 Dolak has.
Man, Maurizio really grifted you hard.
No, he left his in the bank like a smart orc.
Sayoni will walk over to her. Well done. Welcome to the team.
Lem gets 100 copper coins.
I don't like that. I don't. This isn't a team. I'm just going.
It's a team while we're going down there, so.
I don't do teams.
Well,
Oh,
then
hey,
why
wanna
do you
be
want to
my
come
quarter?
down here with us?
You can carry my keg.
Oh,
And if I accept that if I call this little team, I don't have to carry his keg.
Probably even if you just agree to the team thing for now, and then you can go on your way when we're done.
I guess my point is I want us to work as a team while we're down there.
Locke's holding his
what?
keg.
What does that entail?
Not fucking each other over.
Well,
while
no,
we're-
I'm not going to betray you. Of course
Look,
not.
we've worked with some people.
Group decisions,
Yeah.
coming to a
Yes.
consensus.
Goodness, you set a low bar.
Well,
There's also the chance of being accidentally stabbed by one of my swords. I think only Lem
You'd have to be
and-
able to hit me for that to happen.
Can hit you. I'm sure.
No,
Not-
Olak's
not-
doing the calculating face again.
Faye's like not saying this as like just to insult her ability. It's just like it's a big sword.
Well, let me tell you what I can bring to the team for you. I can enchant your weapons. I can heal. I can bless you with bark skin, energy resistance, and
That'll be useful.
I'm not very susceptible to charms, she says with a kind of a sly smile at Sione.
That's good. In case
Or
someone
said
down
it.
there tries to charm you.
They're welcome to try. You are not
Just
going
don't get
to
turned
fight
to
this,
stone again.
Father? No.
He agreed.
Desna has made a decision, and I will respect that. Though it gives me worry. She looks more irritated that he's not mad than anything.
Oh my god, typical teenager.
she's been a Pathfinder longer than us. I don't think she's a teenager.
She's
For a
she's an
half elf, she's still pretty young.
So, shall we rest?
Yes.
Oh,
As I go
Yeah,
past
Oh.
Kyra, I'll just kind of elbow her. See, it's worked out.
She just
Hey,
like
did you
shakes her head and kind of chuckles.
Sometimes you have to placate people. She'll glance at Dad,
well
and then
played.
she'll just go sit to rest.
Faya, did you want your gold or a favor in turn? What
Oh,
would you like?
a favor.
A favor. No questions asked.
This is gonna get messy.
Hey,
I
please
actually thought
don't
I
use
lost.
that. Oh
I
my
actually thought I
God.
lost it, so
Make a note.
no.
Stilly,
I
Yep.
and IOU.
you still have the tarot cards?
The Harrow cards?
Yeah, sorry.
I think I can pull them in from Curse of the Crimson Throne.
Oh, you don't need to. Don't
No,
worry
give me a
about it.
sec. I can pull them in. I got it.
I'm not doing anything crazy. I was just gonna do a Harrow reading for myself. Actually, for Celtial.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yep, I got them.
I don't really remember anything about it, though.
Harrow deck.
Olak, are you able to detect undead and all that?
Am I an undead sniffer?
I was just trying to figure out, like, Because detect evil has come in handy for me in the past, but I figure we're going for. There's a lot of undead things that are gonna show up, so
Yeah, I would. If I can make a recommendation, I would say we're going up against a cleric.
So probably detect
Pharasma.
undead over detect evil.
Well,
Wait,
I
what
mean,
god
evil
does he serve now?
protection. Pharasma,
Yeah, Pharasma is the
no
one.
longer.
right?
No.
Yeah,
No,
what
Pharasma does
god?
not grant demons to her followers.
Oh, right. He used to be Pharasma, and now he's.
You should be prepared for demons.
Mm.
And those skulking creatures, whatever they were.
Banishment it is.
Skulking creatures.
Banishment would be useful.
What are those skulking creatures?
They had
The tentacle intestines.
No, they had camouflage skin. They wore very little.
Oh.
They were hard to see. Skulks. They were skulks.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Skulks, I suppose.
I don't have my notes.
They are a
right in front of me.
Darklands creature.
Yeah, those thingies.
Nothing special. They're very primitive. Tribal. They dwell in the Darkland. They blend in with the walls. That's really the only difference between them and...
So shine
Is
a
there-
really bright light on them.
I was gonna say, is there any way to identify them so that they have less of an ability to sneak up on us that you know of?
If you are detecting things, any kind of perception alteration, something to make your eyesight sharper. Unfortunately, their ability is not magical. It is just part of their body, like a chameleon. So there really isn't a way to magically detect them unless you have something specifically set against them.
Okay.
But they're not as good at hiding as they think they are. The trick is, if you think they're about, to bait them out, lure them, be ready for them, and never give them the chance to stab you in the back.
Oh, that might be important.
I
Where's
see.
that stupid spell?
I don't think I'm gonna be
Fortification.
good against demons.
The drow sometimes would summon demons. There are a few simple spells that can go a long way against them. Banishment or spells of dismissal, things of that nature, work very well.
Yes.
Also, something to protect you against evil outsiders, like protection from evil. You are a priestess, right?
Yes.
It should be a very simple spell.
Yes.
Communal
Communal,
protection.
yes. That. You are a priest as well? She kind of eyes you.
Something like that.
Right. Well, spells of that nature will protect you against them. Offensively, if you have any blessed weapons, holy weapons, if you're using magic against them, I would suggest conjurations, things that don't give them a chance to resist your spells. Spiritual weapons, summon creatures, anything of that nature, something to fight in your stead. Do you have any of these things? She's looking at Fea.
Fight.
Got distracted by my cat screaming. I have just spells to weaken anything.
Oh my gosh, these
I-
fucking cards.
I wouldn't assume that would work very well against demons. Though, there were... forgive me for contradicting you, Father, not to question your sound judgment, but there were creatures out there. Did you say they were all demons? They seemed like demons to me. They didn't seem like demons to me. There were these things. Perhaps you've seen them. They had like they looked like intestines. They were
Yes.
Yes.
We dealt with a couple of those.
Okay, yes. Those were unlike any
Recall.
demon I know of.
They were clip-offs, correct?
Yeah, clip offs.
Yes.
Clip-off.
They-
Goth. Wow, I played too much WoW and BFA.
They are demons in a sense. I was able to banish one, and we did kill the other, so.
I've never heard of these things.
They speak Abyssal.
Yes.
Abyssal. Well, that'll be a problem.
I can communicate with things down there.
I don't think you will want to communicate with
I scared the clip off.
clipbots.
They're not smart. I scared it. It's so bad it ran.
I wouldn't count on that with all of them. There were others. Bigger ones. With more tentacles. And
What?
Eyes. With eyes.
Can I do a check on that?
You sure can. Please
More
do.
tentacles and eyes. Oh, good.
Planes, I'm assuming?
Oh yeah, that would be planes for sure.
31.
31. Well, there is one that comes to mind. There's a type of clip-off that is about the size of an ogre and is covered in barbed tentacles, and the tip of each tentacle is a fanged mouth, and most of its body is a fanged mouth. It's very slimy, and there's a giant bulbous eye on the front. They're called Chernobwe. They're another type of clip-off. Sure. Let me just type that into chat for you.
Thank you.
The clip-offs were
Yeah,
only...
I would not have gotten that.
They were only really susceptible to, like, sonic damage, correct?
Accurate.
Okay. Just checking.
And then there was the one. It was like a large rocky crab, but with tentacles.
Another planes check, please.
Mhm.
Why are you telling us about this now? Why didn't you tell
Natural
us
20
before?
for
Because they all
33.
went below.
Yeah, we weren't fighting the things below at the time, so...
That one you are familiar with. That is a Gongorinan. Really, it's pretty much what he said. A great big frickin' crab with tentacles. Unfortunately,
Jesus.
they like to wield weapons with their tentacles.
That's kind of cool.
They
Aside
also, when they grapple people in their pinchers, they like to lay eggs in their body from the pincher.
That's kind of
Seems like a bag of fun.
kind of nasty, really.
It's
So
pretty
that communal protection from evil sounds.
Yep, I'm on it. Don't even worry about it. I got that
Can
on
you-
lock.
Spell that one as well, Tim, please.
That one's actually a lot easier. Yeah, you'll like this one. It's actually very fun to say out loud too. It's satisfying.
Gongorian.
Now, as this
Say it right.
conversation has been going on, Sione, do you want to talk a little bit about what you've been doing over by yourself with those cards?
She's been drawing a little reading. What, you want me to talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, describe this. Describe what you're doing.
So-
And before you do, actually, is anyone with Sione, or is everyone else in this conversation?
What's in the conversation?
Yeah.
So, Sione,
So
yourself.
she got her deck out.
Mhm.
And she drew them out. Well, she knocked on the deck twice, and then she drew them out one at a time, laid them all face down, starting with this top left here. I don't know if you guys can see them, but she started here, laid them all down, and then she flipped over this whole first row, and this whole first row represents the past.
Does Sione say anything as she's doing this?
Oh, now I can see it.
No, she'd probably just be kind of like muttering to herself about it, really.
As you're doing this,
Lem would be very interested in that,
um,
actually.
Okay, perfect. So, Lem, you see Sione's beginning to flip these cards. Go ahead.
What's Harrow deck?
Oh, yes. It's been a while
did-
since I've done a reading, but
Interesting. Please don't mind me, but do you mind if
I'm surprised you're interested given what you just said about fate.
more interested in pissing off an angry old man and he's just be quiet and let his daughter live her own life, but
Ah,
you know how that goes. I am
well,
curious.
well, I can't give too much information. I'm doing a read on Celtiel, who is the person who used to be in our group but is no longer with us.
Is that the one
And-
that turned on you?
Yes. And I don't know much about his past, but these 3 cards here represent his past.
What do you see?
It's this first card represents energies and events that are in the past but still affect you. And I don't know what that means for him. The card is called the Crows. And this one could be telling the hidden truth. This is how the past either holds you back or helps you move forward. And then this one is something you use from your past, something you take from your past that is helpful to you now. So you use it to your advantage.
Okay.
And this second row, and she'll flip these 3 over. I should have left them all flipped to be dramatic.
I got you, fam.
There. This card, the twin, that is what is going on for you right now, which is pretty accurate. The waxworks is the energy of the present moment. And the mute hag is opportunities and challenges that are currently being presented to you. So, as I'm seeing this, he is trapped within himself. And Oriel, the sword that's possessing him, isn't letting him speak, keeping him mute. His cards are seemingly very accurate.
How come just before you show the future for Celtiel, how come we're not out finding him?
I have been trying in my spare time, but Oriel is very clever. He has blocked Fea and I from scrying on him, from finding out exactly where he is. He knows I am looking for him, that we are, and he is blocking me. So I have no idea how to find him.
You miss your friend.
Our relationship was complicated.
You miss your friend.
I wanted a better life for him. He had a complicated and abusive past and family, and I wanted him to know he could have a trustworthy family that loved him, but it wasn't in the cards, as they say.
And you miss your friend?
Yes, I suppose I do miss him. And she'll
It's
flip
okay.
these these last ones.
What do you see here?
The big sky. That shows the outcome of the situation. The sickness is the direction things seem to be moving in. And the Queen Mother is what you are wanting. I hope the big sky, I hope we can make that happen for him.
We'll help however we can, just so you know.
I hope we can. I just want what's best for him.
I suspect not being possessed by an evil sword is a good first step.
Yes. I'll do everything for you sometime, if you want.
We'll see. It's a kind offer.
And she'll draw up all the cards back up and put them back in her deck. Oh, there they go.
Okay. Well, this has been going on. Actually, I guess these two conversations have kind of reached about the same point. So, Fea, with you looking up the with these knowledge planes checks, I would assume that's probably like pulling open different tomes that you have on you to actually see like what was that one and like finding it and such.
I did steal books on demons.
On specifically clip-offs too.
Yes, and big question: weaknesses for like the crab one.
It's funny you should mention that. So you want to know the weaknesses of a Gongoranan.
Yes.
Well, that's unfortunate. Lawful weapons, specifically axiomatic weapons, not holy weapons. Holy weapons would not do much to them. Only
you
lawful
said
weapons.
What,
Axiomatic?
Axiomatic means lawful, basically. It's a magic lawful weapon. You would know that pretty much any magic they're going to be resistant to. They have spell resistance. They are resistant to acid, electricity, and fire, and they are immune to cold and acid. So literally the only magic that they would fear is sonic and force that somehow gets through their spell resistance. These crab ones, Gongoranans, also are completely immune to any kind of mind affecting or polymorph. Meaning you can't scare them, you can't charm them.
So me doing things like Ray of Enfeeblement and stuff, that will not do anything.
Probably. Well, no, Ray of Enfeeblement might still work on them.
Just have to get past
if you can get past the spell resistance,
okay.
And they're extremely hardy. Gongoranans, as you might guess from them being rock crabs, have an extremely high fortitude.
Okay.
Other notable thing about them, looking at them can cause revulsion. Or, I'm sorry, can cause confusion. It can literally warp your mind just to look at them. And you already know that they like to grapple people and then plant eggs in them. And now that you're looking into these details specifically, but wait, there's more.
But what?
Once they plant an egg, it takes root deep in the victim's body and then links to their mind and begins to gestate. It grows.
It's like a hive mind.
Yeah, and it does intelligence drain. Once all of the victim's intelligence has been drained out, the egg hatches, causing the victim to immediately transform into something really horrible. Some kind of mutated, mutant, verminous, aberrant animal. Which, of course, the Gongoranan can command at will, telepathically.
So, to those that listen, the gun going then? If Pincher hits you, tell me.
What can you do to stop the pincher? Like, if it
I-
does hit you, what is there to do?
I'm not gonna tell him about the eggs part because I feel like everyone else is squishy, like squeamish. But I'm just like, don't. Just if you get hit by Pincher, tell me.
So specifically, you have to be pinned, helpless, or willing when it does
Okay.
so. You also know that they have poison. That's right, they're venomous.
Oh, yay! One of my spells will come in handy then.
They have a stinger.
Ooh,
that
I'm
can-
gonna lean over. If you have protection from evil, they can't touch you.
They also can teleport,
Good thing we have that.
and unfortunately, multiple times per day they can cast protection from law on themselves in case you have axiomatic weapons.
It's a
You
good
said
thing I'm not
force?
lawful.
Force and Sonic,
Yep.
though?
Yep.
Perfect.
They are immune to any kind of paralysis or movement hampering. They have permanent freedom of movement on them.
That's
Oh.
kind of cool, but awful at the same time.
They also can make webs.
What
They're-
the heck?
Okay, they're kind of gross.
Gongorians
It just keeps
are- it
going.
does.
So like, I'm gonna
Like,
tell
they're
you
crabs,
everything-
but they have a stinger, but they have webs, but
Like,
they
as-
shoot poison.
As Fea is reading this, like, she's like thinking she's done, and like she turns the page to check if there's any more, and is like, oh, there's another page. Oh, there's another page. Oh,
yeah,
no.
I will be telling the group literally everything but the egg thing,
Oh my god.
just so they don't get,
Needless to
Too
say,
scared.
they can fly and are extremely fast also. And they delight in disguising themselves as part of the environment. They'll just blend in like a boulder until
and
it's
that's
too
not
late.
magic. That's just
No, that's magic.
Okay.
And they can climb on walls.
Oh, what else can they do, Tim?
Do you really want more? I could keep going. They got more. That's just
Oh.
Gongorinans, though. That's not the other. That's not Chernobyl.
Yeah.
Did they still explode in acids?
They do not.
They don't do the ad. But they are resistant to it, so.
They're
And
resistant.
they're
to-
immune to
Yeah.
acid.
No, that's
and
right. Yeah,
cold.
acid and cold they're immune to.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
punching
that's
dagger's not going to
poisonous.
help us out at all. I have a question. If I would like to switch my headband of mental prowess for my +2 to the abbot one, which is +4, what do I need to do?
In the temporary bonus on your ability scores for those two stats, you should have a
Yes.
2 in each temporary
Mhm.
box. You'll just change that to a 4.
And that's it. That's all I have
That
to do.
should be it. That should do everything else for you.
Okay.
I think. Let me double check.
Oh, I changed it to a 44 on accident.
Does-
You might have
affect-
to. You might have to double check that the DC on your channel is automatically grabbing that variable.
It takes a bit, but it will refresh it after. But you need to input the amount of spells you can cast, I think, per day.
Oh, that's right. Your bonus spells have gone up. That will not be automated.
It will go up, I think, up to... Wait, you're full spell
So can I put that in temp then?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
On
So-
your spells tab.
Yeah, the spellcasting box.
Well, do you see where the bonus spells box?
Oh, yes.
What is
What's
your
your
wisdom?
total wisdom? Yeah,
My wisdom?
Hmm.
total.
What do you mean?
Like on your core tab. What is?
Oh,
your
on my core tab,
Yep.
it's now 22.
22. Holy shit.
Yeah.
You should, instead of having 1 bonus second level spell, you get 2 bonus second level spells. And you now can add a bonus 6th level spell as well. Yeah, that's
Okay.
pretty good.
So it should be
2
3
2 1 1 1 1.
Locks need more
2
wisdom.
2 1 1 1 1. What?
Yep, on
That's
the
not what
bonus
it is.
Let me
That's
see.
not what it is currently. It's 3 2 2 2 2 1.
No, that's your spells per day. This is just bonus spells.
Oh, yeah, no. That's under the bonus column.
What?
My total per day is 4 4.
That's
4,
right.
4,
That's
4,
right.
4.
We
Because we
added your
leveled up.
domain spells as bonus spells.
Yeah, we did.
That's why. Okay, so I'm sorry. What it should be is 332222.
332222. Okay.
Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry for the confusion.
No, that's okay. Amazing.
I want sun or wind.
So I'll assume, like, as this conversation is drawing on and as, like, Faya is just kind of, like, continuing on and on about the Gongorian, I'm like, oh, huh, also they're telepathic. Kyra's, like, over here donning this new headpiece, and...
It looks way too fancy for her, but whatever.
Quick question. At the risk of getting shouted down, did you also want anything on the Chernobyl?
Their weaknesses.
Light.
Thank you.
You're gonna be busy, Kyra. That's what I'm getting out of this.
Yeah, good thing I have that. Good thing you gave me that headpiece, because Jesus.
I know.
I mean, Saren Ray. Who's Jesus?
Praise Saren Ray.
Praise the dawn flower.
I'm looking to see if there's any other. Yeah, they really don't. They're not into light.
Perfect.
Like sunlight or just like a light spell?
Bright light, specifically bright light.
Oh.
Like from a fireball, or
No, brighter.
So, like daylight
Also-
level light?
Like most clip-offs, they don't like lawful axiomatic weapons.
Ugh.
There is an important detail about them, though. They give off an aura of misfortune.
No!
What does that mean?
Oh, is that fucking?
It means that if you're near them, bad luck will
How
hit.
unlucky!
Stop it!
Oh.
Don't bring that evil into this house.
I'd rather have the eggs. I'm not gonna lie, I'd rather have the eggs.
I'd rather have the eggs.
After this, remind me, I will tell you guys about pugwampis and why they are
The
so
cactus
upset.
patch.
Remind me
Got
after
Juju into
tonight's
this
stream.
house.
You would know, though, that they are extremely skilled at covering for their weaknesses. They can conjure darkness really easily and really quickly.
Okay.
Oof. We have our work cut out for us.
You guys got your
Clip-off's
work.
great.
You guys' work is cut out for you guys. Like I'm gonna be.
What are?
I'm going to be honest. I don't have much to hurt these clip-offs.
Sounds like I need to prepare blood cells.
Force
Wait.
damage, right?
Force damage, sonic damage. Those hurt the regular the ones that we came across earlier. With that
No fire,
But
right?
they are still spell resistant.
So Faya, I mean, prepare any force or sonic.
You're too quiet. It's not picking you up.
I can do my best.
You always have the wand as a last resort.
You have issues with, you don't have the means to fight these things?
No. Just
Faye's
gonna
gonna
whack him a
pull out
lot.
her list of like all the things because she's been taking notes and just show him.
They have a lot of resistances.
That's why you gotta stab him a lot. And a lot.
Gold, acid.
The right kind of weapon, though.
And a lot. And a lot.
I have no
Hey.
weapons that I can offer you that would be of any value against those creatures.
Faya, do these things stink?
One does have aura of unluck, so like the pugwampis we met early.
Well, no, it's not as bad as Pugwampi. Pugwampi is unluck, these are misfortune.
Well, I
But
was
do
gonna
they
be like,
stink?
was relating it. I don't think so.
Are you sure?
No. Why?
Just have an idea.
I don't think they stink.
I still have an idea.
Okay.
What would you want to share, or no?
It won't work for you.
Oh,
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be a toolkit in this fight for healing and hopefully.
it sounds like I'm just going to be supporting with some minor damage on the side. I have some sonic and force, but that's not as much as the fireballs and elemental damage I can do. And if they're immune to being, if they have freedom of movement, I mean,
You can't hold them. Or
I can't
anything,
hold
yeah.
them in place either.
Mhm. I have a lot of like single target shield of faith, blah blah blah. If you and Fea would like those before we fight them,
What?
like they're like single target, protect you against, like grants you a +2 deflection bonus to like things like that. Since you probably will get targeted a lot.
That would help, probably. Can they see through invisibility, Fea? They have true sight, or no?
And keep
Check
flipping
your
the page
notes.
till. Tim?
Oh, I see. Chernobyl cannot see through invisibility, but they do have a scent ability.
Oh, scent ability?
Yep,
So
they
they
can
can-
smell you. Gongorinans, on the other hand, have all-around vision, but they don't have see invisibility.
Olak,
What?
I could cast, well, on anybody really, but greater invisibility on you in a fight
Why would I need to do that?
to make them harder, have a harder time hitting you.
If you wouldn't they just go for you guys?
Not if you're right in their face, blocking their way.
That doesn't really help me.
I mean, if you want to be hit, I guess.
I do want to be hit.
Well, okay then.
I'm assuming this is like a long rest and we can recover or...
At the end, you will be able to, and he once again will spend all of his spells to heal you guys up. So hit points at the end of the long rest, you should be back at full.
Can I
Okay, cool.
can I cast one more spell before we sleep?
Are you sleeping yet? Or I didn't realize you guys were going to sleep now.
No, I bet just at some point, like when I'm done doing my tarot card reading.
Yeah, just make a mention of it.
This takes like 10 minutes, so I'm gonna cast scrying.
Again.
I didn't do it before, because I borrowed Fea's ball, and I didn't use it.
Mirror.
Oh, mirror.
Mirror.
Yeah, it's my mirror.
You don't have a
borrowed.
crystal ball, it's a mirror.
Yeah, no, that's fortune teller. That's 2 on the nose.
I'm gonna get out the red ribbon,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna cast scrying.
Okay.
Did I hit the spell? Did it pop in or no?
Yeah, it's there.
Oh, it did? Okay.
Who are you targeting?
Does it have to be a person? Any creature? Okay, yeah. So that'd be Celtiel.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
He gets a will save.
I get bonuses, or he gets penalties.
Mm-hmm. You are considered familiar with him.
Plus, I have something of his.
And you have something of his.
I don't know what that is. I wish that was in here. I should put that in here.
Yeah, it's a separate table. So he
Yeah.
has -5. You don't have a body part, but you do have a possession. So he has -9 on his will
Yeah,
save.
you got a body part? I know you don't have his body part, so.
Alright, so
What's he have,
subtract 9 from whatever
-7?
he rolls here.
Oh, subtract 9. Okay. Cool.
Is this a check of some type scene?
Not
No,
that Sione's taking.
he has to make a will save, which he fails.
So Sione takes the mirror that she's been borrowing from Fea and begins casting a ridiculously complex arcane spell into it, and frequently like waving a hand over it, and it sounds like she's like trying to conjure the image of Celtiel. And after about 10 minutes of this, the mirror begins to glow with the same light that normally Sione's tattoos glow with.
Oh,
And
casting
what
time is 1 hour. Jeez.
Oh, 1 hour.
I was looking at the duration. Sorry.
Yeah, that's a very different
So
story.
I'd be doing this a while.
And by the way, focus means that it does not consume the mirror in casting it.
Yes. Which is why she still has it.
Yep.
And
you see just a really what materializes into the mirror at the end of this hour is a really kind of zoomed in picture
that coin
of a silver coin with a skull on it.
Did I identify that? I think Faya told me what
I
it was,
believe you
right?
did identify it, yeah.
Okay, then I'm gonna close my eyes and I'm gonna listen.
Okay. So you listen. You start to take in some of what's happening around, and you hear faint music, actually. And you can hear voices and what sounds like the clinking of coins and mugs. Laughter. None Celtiel's. Just nearby, you can hear all of this. You hear the creaking of wood, like of someone in a rickety chair leaning back. You can hear a sudden, sharp voice. Hey, watch out! Out of the way, you cretin! You can hear a fouled up apologies. That is Celtiel.
It is him?
And what sounds like chair's legs slamming back down to the floor. Otherwise, the sounds just kind of continue as before. You can
I'll
hear kind of a...
From
That's
Celtiel?
Mm-hmm.
What are you, bored? I'm gonna listen for 11 minutes. Just
Okay. Towards the end...
Does he show...
Toward the end, you hear... Finally. I've been waiting. And you can hear voices. You can't quite make out what they're saying. Don't worry about that. I want to talk business. And then you can hear what sounds like chairs scraping on the floor. And you can feel the picture is starting to flicker in your mirror. Like you're tapping the back.
No!
Like, come on, stop. No, don't.
Get the
don't do that.
antennas! Fix the antennas!
It's starting to break up a little bit, and something, Interland. Worry about this show, Auntie. I'll worry. Deal. And then it just cuts.
Can you show me a map, please? The big map, real quick.
Sure. Oops. Nope. That didn't do it. Second time's the charm.
Oh, it's blurry. Where am I? Oh, here we go. Wait, where am I?
You're at Windsong Abbey.
No, that's not, I know where we are. Here we go. Okay. So the hinterlands is this whole area, right?
It is.
Oh, I don't have a ruler on this map. I'm trying to draw. Oh, here we go. This whole area.
Mm-hmm.
Where is the fireplace?
The what?
Where the Shanti were?
The Cinderlands?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
the Starval Plateau?
Yeah.
It's pretty much just the entire upper right half of the map. If it looks unpleasant on the map, that's it.
Wow. How long were we unconscious again? Or like, how much time did we lose?
About 6 months.
6 months. Are there Shanti tribes like all over the place, pretty much in all of Rusia?
No.
Or are they just
only
over?
Only on the Storval Plateau. They're not really
So they pretty
the
much stick to
actual-
this.
The actual Quas aren't organized in the lowlands, with the exception of the Horse Qua, which is in the north, near Riddleport.
But the hinterlands are like this area, right?
Well, no, that's just the lowlands.
Oh.
Hinterland, every community has hinterlands.
I see. Okay. Well, shit. That's very unhelpful. Okay, I'm good.
Are you, though? Are you
No. No. Not good.
Okay. So, an hour's passed. And I want to point out, by the way, that you guys cannot prepare spells until the next dawn. And it's about, like, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So you're not going to be resting for 8 hours. You're probably going to be resting closer to 16...
It's fine.
Maybe
That's fine.
20 hours.
Weapon check.
That's fine.
So
yeah.
probably,
And-
so I guess my point just is that you have lots of awake time if you want to do anything in that downtime.
Fuck yeah, I'm gonna scry again.
Can I try to count how many giants there are down in the village from up?
Yeah, make a perception check.
Oh, I'm very good at this.
And while you do that, I'm gonna rapidly look up how many giants are down there.
Oh, 25.
So when are you trying to do this?
Pretty much throughout the time there, just see if I can count unique ones.
So, unfortunately, during the daytime, you can't really see them. They're not active. You see one every now and again pop out. Towards evening, you see them start to come out and get ready for another barbecue. 25. You can make out about 6 hill giants and about 9 ettins.
Wait, do Ettins and hill giants normally
Not normally.
chill together? Oh.
Not normally.
Is there like a particularly big burly one that's acting like a leader for them down there?
No, actually. They all look like flunkies.
Olok's disappointed.
Of course he would be.
During the evening hours, unless, actually, before I cover the evening hours, is there anything else anyone wants to do during the daylight hours?
Not here, no. Oh, I could spend my time if Kyra is interested trying to teach her some Thessalonian.
I've relearned it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. This is how you learn, girl.
Oh, yeah, sure. We'll spend a little bit
Right.
Yeah.
brush up on. Right. I get what you're saying. Sorry.
It's okay.
During the course of, like, you going through this, you find that Kyra already knows the basics, like all the semantics rules, like the conjugation of verbs and whatnot. Kyra seems like she's already pretty well versed in Thessalonian, and it's more of like a relearning of it.
Yeah.
But for your part, Kyra, you find Fea to be a little bit of a language nerd.
Yes.
I'll say, fuck yeah.
I think I figured that when she spoke Abyssal, and I was like,
Yep. You just don't get her started on all the languages she can speak.
For a fun fact, one of Fea's starting languages from her character sheet that you pull is Aklo.
Aklo is a language that requires multiple mouths in order to be able to speak it.
okay.
Yeah, she gets that one from the start. I was actually really impressed that was one of them.
As you guys are going through this, by the way, maybe around midday, Karaya kind of scoots over in the general direction, and she doesn't push her way in or anything, but she's listening with interest and like just kind of sitting at the edge watching as you're talking. You get the gist that she's listening.
Do you want to learn?
I've always been interested in Thessalonian.
I'll give her a rundown of the basics.
She'll join you.
You mean the symbols?
Mm-hmm.
So you both are Pathfinders?
Yes.
For now,
How did you...
I'd like to learn.
What brought you into the society?
Did Kyra just join? She's
Pretty
not
much, yeah.
new. She pretty much just joined. Yeah.
Like, you've been in contact with her just because, like, they've asked you a lot of questions, particularly about your experiences 5 years ago. But...
I am actually rather new to being a Pathfinder.
Really?
Officially, I suppose. But,
Lady Hydemarch sent a new recruit to a place like this.
I do have experience with Rune Lords, correct? Am I correct?
Oh, you sure do.
I have much experience with Rune Lords, so I imagine that is why.
Rune Lords? Like the boogeymen of the ancient past? The
Yes.
God Kings or whatever they were called?
Pretty much.
Kyra, I think I've read that you were there with Karzuk.
That was the one in the City of Gold, right?
Yes.
That was you.
It was.
I knew
Yes.
about her. And meanwhile, Sione's over there just like knocking on the back of the mirror, trying to like change the angle.
Maybe if I put it up higher.
Yes, knowing Sione and, previous interactions with the Rune Lords is what roped me back into all of this. We had to assist them as they were being held captive, so.
You are interested in Thassalon, then? I suppose I can see why.
It does seem to keep popping up in my life, so.
And what about you? She looks at Feya. I remember you when Lady Hydemarch first brought you in. What is it that interests you?
If I be honest, I have no interest in Pathfinder Society. I have many interests in Thassalon and the secrets of forgotten past.
Why?
Why?
Yes, why?
Because there's many things in life that you shouldn't forget.
So you're a scholar?
One could say, if you want to put simply. I just
can
have a
respect that.
thirst for things, a knowledge of things that people don't understand.
You said before that you were in the Darklands.
Yes.
When have you been to the Dark? What brought you to the Darklands? I didn't think there were too many others who went down there.
I think there was a shard down there. We fought,
No.
No? What was it down there then?
In this AP, you haven't been down there as far as I recall. You fought creatures from the Darklands, but you never actually...
I thought we went down there for the...
You mean in the Asylum Stone?
Underneath the library.
Yeah, that's in the Asylum Stone. So it connected to the Darklands? It didn't actually go as far down as the Darklands. Oh, I see what you're talking about when you came up. You're thinking of the Undercity, where all those aberrations were. That's what you're thinking of.
Or I was
Close
thinking
enough.
of, honestly, where the knight was. I don't know. I drew his base.
That was a
I drew his
demi-plane.
face.
That was actually a different
Oh.
plane of existence. Again, similar concept, similar creatures, just...
I have been mistaken for so long then.
I apologize. That's I won't nail you to that. Then I'll assume that you didn't. We can strike that from the record if you'd prefer. It's gone.
Yeah, I
Rewind.
genuinely thought that led to the Darklands, and that's why it was the way it was down there. That's my bad.
It did. It did. If you had kept going, the Callborn came from the Darklands.
Ah, so okay, yeah. So that's probably what I had in my notes and what got
You guys were
confused.
very close to the Darklands. So instead, what I think she would say is, with your skill set, a scholar and a hero, you'd be very... you'd have been very effective Darklands walkers, deep walkers. You could do a lot down there. It's hell. I wouldn't wish that upon anyone who's not capable of it, but if you're ever looking for a little extra work...
Are there poisons down there?
Oh, please. Poisons the likes of which surface worlders couldn't even dream. You don't understand what the Drow are like. They're not just dark-skinned elves, no. Not these ones. They're as much demons as the demons they summon. They're fiendish. They build their cities on suffering and torture and sadism. They have fields where they harvest creatures, give them sentience just so they know as they're being eaten. They delight in sadism and pain. Monsters, all of them.
I see. Does what I forgot.
Mistama?
Does Mistama worship down there?
The Demon Queen?
Yes.
I'm sure. But, no, they venerate other demon lords. You see, in the Age of Darkness, there were elves who were abandoned by their surface world kin. I'm sorry, are you familiar with Earthfall? She looks back and forth between the two of you. If anyone else is interested, by the way, this is kind of an open... It's just sometime during the afternoon, so...
Yes,
You are
I
welcome.
am.
She looks at Kyra. If you don't know, you can just play that no, you don't.
Nope, I don't.
It's fair. That it's 10,000 years ago. There was a calamity. A great rock fell out of the sky and struck Galarian. Struck up a cloud of darkness. The dark elves that we've discovered in these last 5 years were abandoned. The elves of the surface fled back to their home through unknown portals, and those who were left behind had to go underground to survive because Age of Darkness, no sunlight. And they starved, and they were dying, and they made pacts with demon lords for survival. Don't pity them. When I tell you that they are monsters, the things I've seen down there, it is hell. Anyway, what does this word mean?
Kyra's like, she's like, man, this plane of existence has a lot going on it.
Sure does.
So, I've had this notebook from the beginning, but I have a bunch of rune symbols.
Oh yeah, that's from the very first session. There was a puzzle on that.
Oh my
Oh, yeah, I
gosh.
have that too.
Yeah, this is the puzzle box.
I don't know what my
Cute.
journal is. But...
That
So-
stupid puzzle box.
Well, this is going on. We know what Olak and Sione are doing. Lem, how do you spend your afternoon?
I think Lem, hearing bits of that conversation, will probably be listening off to the side for a little bit. And I think when he hears the bit about asking them about the society and stuff, I think that's when Lem's going to make his exit. And I think I'm going to make my way down to the bathing pool.
Down and then back up. Gotcha. Sure. No one stops you. You find no threat in the ruins. It's very quiet. and you can see like the tattered banners still hanging from the walls, left over shades of what this place once was. In fact, I forgot to reveal this last time, so here you guys go.
Oh. Fancy.
Very fancy.
You make your way eventually to the bath tower. And funny thing, it's getting to be about evening time and the wind song has started up.
In the evening?
Mm-hmm. As you get here, you find that the song seems to be coming from this tower.
I think I will maybe like get my feet in it, sit on the side, and I'm going to try to make some musical sense of the song.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. As you settle into the pool, like, the longer you're here, the more clear it gets. Until just as the sun is setting, it rings through the tower clearly, and for the rest of you, through the rest of the abbey, so you can all hear it. It's a pipe song. It's very complex. I wish I had an audio clip I could play for it, but I don't, because that would be copyright.
I think Lem will spend some time just trying to understand it and take some notes about it towards the aim of just sort of understanding it and maybe being able to produce a fragment of it.
Okay. Yeah, and you find that by far the best way to replicate the sound is actually by whistling. And it probably takes a little trial and error, like maybe trying on your flute or, you know, on different things. It's whistling because that closest resembles, and it kind of clicks right around when you realize this. The sound is being produced by wind blowing over the tops of pipes.
Yeah, I think Lem will just, he'll get in with his flute and just start quietly trying to mimic the song and commit its notes to memory. Okay.
That's fine. The notes, I would say, let's make a perform wind check.
Okay. And since I haven't done it yet today, I think I will take... Do I take 20 or add 20?
You can absolutely take 20 on this, which just means you've rolled a 20. It's just as though you rolled a 20 on the die, so you add your bonus to 20.
Okay, I would like to do that since we are nearing the end of the day and I haven't expended this yet. My performance wind, is 13, so that'll be a 33.
Okay. Yeah, you absolutely have no problem, playing it, and it definitely takes a little trial and error, but you have a musician's ear. Honestly, it would be a lot easier if the sound came from a more conventional instrument. But you are able to finally put it together, and you find as you play it on the flute, there's something... It just doesn't quite work. There's a sort of dissonance that hits the ear that is missing from the original. And you can't really put your finger on why that is. But the song itself, it's still a beautiful song. But there's some imperceptible, undefinable element that's missing.
Okay.
However, I will say, as you spend that kind of the evening and a little bit into the night in this bathroom, bath chamber, you find yourself particularly relaxed, and you feel like the waters of the bath are kind of purifying. I don't think you have any effects upon you, so I don't think that's gonna matter. But it's definitely magic.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's it for me. I'm just going to try to keep to myself a little bit, not be... that conversation, I think, really would have got to Lem.
Okay. And that will kind of take us into the evening. And as you guys settle in for the night, neither Karaya nor Casimir actually need to sleep.
Can I?
Nor does
Can I?
Freya.
Actually,
Can I change the station to scry on one more person?
Yes.
Actually, not a person. I'd like to scry on that thing that was chasing me.
Oh.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Let's see how that goes.
Let me just
probably
pull-
right
He's like
beside
right,
you.
Wait, what if
outside
that-
the door.
What if
Not
that
just-
summons it? What if he's like looking for you and then you scry on him and he's like, I see you now.
And he just like reaches through the mirror.
And he
comes-
How
just
funny that you
teleports
would
to you
mention that.
instantly. No!
Hey,
Um,
I did a really good check on them. Would I know if they're like immune to scrying or something?
You would know that they are not immune to scrying.
Okay. It's fine. They don't know.
You
They
do
don't
not
know they're
have-
scryed on.
So let me look at the table here.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
You have met the subject, so you have +0, but you are not familiar with them.
Mhm.
Connection, you have no likeness, you have no possession, you have no body part. So no bonus, it's just a straight will save.
Yep. And the DC is 20. Dang.
Unfortunately, his
So that
will
just
is
fails,
too
right?
powerful. Technically, you should have had to
Yeah.
make a caster level check also against spell
Oh,
resistance.
Well, it failed
we'll
anyway.
give you
so-
that one.
Okay.
It doesn't function. It doesn't work.
Gotcha. Dang it.
The mirror is just cloudy.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else before you guys settle in for the night?
Do I have time for one more scry?
Yes.
They take an hour each, but I
Yes,
wasn't
but
doing
you had
anything
all
else.
afternoon.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do. I had like 4 5th level spell slots, so I'm just gonna fucking use them.
Sure, why not? Who this
Has
time?
it been 24 hours since I scryed on Saltiel's dad?
Yeah, I would say it has been.
Then I'll scry on him again. Last time it failed, I think.
I did.
Yeah.
I need to open my notes real quick. You guys are coming at me with all the surprises.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
I want to creep on people. I can't send messages, so I have to creep on them instead. I'll take sending one day.
Stalk their social media, I mean.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
don't.
do.
They blocked me already.
They blocked you, so you have to scry.
You fail! Yay! You fail.
Does he though? Hang on a second.
DC 20. You rolled a 19.
You have met him firsthand. You have
That's
okay.
simple
Yep.
math.
Yep, that would work. Okay.
Oh, I hope he's not pooping.
You feel the mirror kind of shows suddenly the vast lowlands of Arisia and pans in through the night toward a river and a barge on that river. And then into a cabin on that barge, where you can see Laersaf, the Fane Prince. He's seated on a stool at a desk. It's very low quality quarters. You can see he's writing something, and then he sets the quill down and kind of looks up. And then he turns and kind of looks in your general direction. Says, well, you took your time getting here, didn't you? And you hear another voice say, forgive me, I was delayed. And you can hear footsteps.
What the fuck is that?
So, where'd you put her? That is for me to know, I think. You still have yet to deliver my sword. Oh, that old thing? Please. Sibrael. I'm a man of my word. My foul, worthless son has it. Your son, yes. You've mentioned that. She's called for him, you know. Am I supposed to feel bad for her? I don't. She's a rich, noble brat. What do I care? Hell, you can kill her if you like. It's not really my business. That is not what you agreed upon. I'm flexible. Look, really, it's not about the girl. It's not about my son. It's about that sword. Right? Yes, I suppose that is true. Still. And then you hear like a long kind of rattled breath.
Can I see him?
You
Zibriel?
can see Braille. It is a woman's voice, but no, you can't see them.
Oh,
They're
it's
out of
it's
view.
a female?
And like he's got his hands behind his head. He's got kind of a smug asshole grin on his face.
He's a fucking asshole,
You hear
man.
a measured voice. I believe you may be bluffing, Fane Prince.
Kill him. Do it. Kill him.
Well, what is it that my servant said recently? That's my business. If that is how it is to be, but if you communicate with me... Wait.
Can I
Wait.
can I look at the letter he was writing while they're talking?
Unfortunately, he's kind of blocking it from you.
He's an asshole
And
in
like
every way.
he kind of blinks and then he's like looking around like, what? What? We are being watched. I will return in a fortnight. Find your son, or I will. And there's a flash of light in the room for a moment. It flickers, and then is gone, and you can see Larsaf. Well, I hope you were watching her. Not me.
Fucking asshole.
But I hope you
So go
like
back.
what you see.
Fuck you.
He's kind of looking around. He's not looking right at you. He's just kind of like.
I can't do any fucking thing, man. I can't see the letter at all.
Are you just gonna keep watching, or?
I'm gonna see if I can see the letter, like if he moves, but other than that, yeah.
No. He just postures until.
Asshole. Okay, that's it.
Okay. So nightfall, and then you guys rest. So as we're resting, we're gonna go ahead and finally take our break. While we are gone, players, make sure you prepare your spells accordingly and do your extended rest stuff. Chat, we will be right back in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. We'll see how this plays out. See you soon. And we're back.
Yay.
Hello. I would say we're back for the second half, but maybe a little less than half. All right, so the night passes, gives way to the dawn. The wind song ceases, and you find a quiet ruin. Sometime during the night, it must have rained because looking outside, everything is slick and wet. It's a little chilly today. Kyra. During the night, You have a dream.
Again.
It's very similar to the last one. Once again, you find yourself in fields and meadows of stained glass. You yourself, part of the stained glass. And you can see fields of stone and a red horizon. A sky of crimson cloth. And you can see, in the middle of this stone field, kneeling in prayer, Sarenrae, the lady of, the Dawnflower, the Lady of Light. You can see that she's on her knees, hands clasped, hair wreathed in flame, angelic wings outstretched. And in her prayer, you can see her eyes open, and the eyes are all of flame as she looks at you. And she beckons, and you can see on her face a look of urgency, of dire, grim mood, so to speak. And she speaks, but you can't hear her. As she does so, like, she stops. She looks frustrated. She looks at you again, now more determined. She beckons once more. And you can feel.
Do I have control of myself?
Kind of. It's funny. It's like the you that you have control of isn't the you in the stained glass window. It's like you're an outside perspective seeing
watching it.
The stain.
Okay.
All of this take place in stained glass.
Okay.
But the last thing that strikes you as you awaken, like, as everything else fades, the statue remains. And then that too fades with the coming of the dawn. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
I'll probably fell asleep up there after making like rude hand signs down at the giants.
Just throwing gang signs.
Seems legit.
Time for
Lem
my
is very
morning scrying. Just kidding.
I was gonna say, really?
No. I gotta save my spells. Oh, Faya, do you mind if I hang on to this? Your
Yeah,
mirror?
you can. Yes, you can.
Okay.
I no need yet.
As you guys are getting up and kind of going, having a little morning breakfast, presumably this would be after Kyra spends the first hour in prayer, after Faya has spent. No, you can prepare spells more quickly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Faya just kind of zips through her spell books, takes some quick notes, closes everything up.
Means just dodging, just all like this one. It's like
Yeah,
a
all the
computer.
while, like, it's really weird. As Faye's preparing spells, like, always, Dodgy has, like, his mouth to her ear, and it's almost like he's whispering something to her. And, like, they're conferring. It's a
Does
little...
that happen with Sione as well?
No.
Sayoni just like wakes up and she's like, ready to go.
That is exclusively Faya.
What? What'd you say?
Nothing. It's okay.
Yeah, you've never seen Sayoni prepare any spells ever.
So, Faya never paid attention either, so she's gonna be creeping on you tomorrow.
Do you need to borrow the mirror after all?
No. I noticed you don't prepare.
Oh, spells, you mean?
Did Casimir heal us, or?
Yes.
Yes, he
That
did.
would have
did,
been
okay.
the previous evening.
So, Faya, my spells come from my my heritage, my blood. The power is inherent within me. It's like I draw upon a well within myself, and I use it. and I can replenish it every day.
Don't have that power.
No, I suppose Daji gives you spells. I give Daji a knowing look. Like, I've seen, I know what you are.
I'd be dead without him.
So I am very grateful to him.
Me too. Then what does Dragon do?
I've been asking the same thing.
He is a manifestation of that power as well, just a more permanent one. With a sentience of his own. I've actually developed a pretty cool spell involving him.
Have? I just wonder his purpose.
It's... I'll look at Dragon.
He shrugs.
I guess he's just... he's just a part of me, an extension of myself.
Okay, so like how I get Daji to deliver spell.
I
It
can do
can
that
work?
with Dragon.
Okay.
But when the moment is right, I'll show you the spell I'm talking about.
I am excited.
It is, let me double check. Yeah. Transmutation magic.
Okay. Oh,
Are
like
we-
you should be healed too.
Oh yeah, I should heal Dragon. Are we ready to go?
Yes.
You see
I'm ready.
Karaya actually just returned from up the steps. She hasn't been present most of this time. You can see like she's sheathing a very large sword, and you see just the edges of a blue glow before she sheaths it. Are you ready?
Sting?
Looks
Yes.
a little bigger than Sting. In
I
fact, I've
wouldn't-
updated the image accordingly.
That
Wow.
wouldn't be a.
I mean,
It's a
Sting didn't
magic
have
weapon,
that much
would
hair.
it?
though.
That does glow.
All right, Tim at least groaned.
I didn't hear what you said. Wait, say it again. Never.
She has more hair than Sting.
It hurts.
Still don't get it.
I think we just need to move on, honestly. I'm not sure that we have enough time to explain Sting to anyone who doesn't already know. But another time, Alvin, maybe before a stream, I will try it. That would make me very happy.
So we are going below. She looks at Casimir, who's been seated in meditation and or prayer. His eyes closed. He's kind of got his legs crossed as he's just seated on the ground. Anything you'd like to tell us about the door before we go in, Father? Only that you should not go in lightly. Take care with how you use the Doomsday key, for the Doomsday lock is perilous and will punish those who do not know its secrets.
Don't you just stick the key in it and turn it?
And I don't suppose you would be willing to just do it for us? No, I do not know its secrets. And finally his eyes open. I trust you found something, some clue as to
We
how
did.
to use it?
We
Yeah,
got
we
it.
did. We did. We did.
Good. Then there should be no danger. But tread
Well.
carefully.
That freedom of movement thing, you can do that again?
Yes, of course.
Can you do
He
anything
will
else?
cast freedom of movement. Who wants it?
Not on me.
What does that do?
Makes you immune to anything that would affect your movement, including paralysis.
Didn't he give it to all of us last
No.
time?
He couldn't. It's a single target spell.
I would like Olaf
Mass
to have it.
freedom of movement.
Olak would like it.
I'm good.
No?
Ira?
If nobody else wants it, sure.
A child of Sarenrae. This is fitting.
We like it
Desna.
when she moves.
See that she walks her path unhindered, and you feel a lightness in your feet.
Can you do anything else? Protection
Yes.
from bad.
He'll cast another spell on you, Lem. Let me see. Did I actually program everything into him?
A silent spell on him. Be like, there you
This
go.
He has it. He has it.
That's a
There
will
you go.
save. Let's go.
Hey, a
Um,
silent spell does more than you think it does.
Oh,
He's
sorry.
gonna cast on. Let me see. Living creature touched on Lem. Aid.
I don't need that.
Too late.
Oh.
You get. Let's see.
+8.
Plus
1d8.
caster level. Nice. You
You're the
get
wrong person.
+1 on attack and saves against fear, and 11 temporary hit points,
Oh.
11 temporary hit points. Okay.
which will last for 8 minutes.
Super great. I'll just take those right back off. Thanks.
Gonna lean over. That's good for
Um,
one tentacle.
I'm going to cast shield on myself early.
Do you want to maybe wait till we get to the door and get it open
I was
and everything?
gonna,
So-
yeah, I was gonna say, I think I'll cast Communal Protection from Evil after we figure out the door puzzle, just in case it happens to be a little bit trickier than we think it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Be
That's what I
careful.
was going to do.
If you anger the door's lock, the Doomsday lock is not named coincidentally nor ironically.
Anger the door.
We got the door. We got the door.
Oh no.
Daughter,
Is it gonna do biter?
It's literally called Doomsday, Olak.
he kind of takes Karaya off to the side to talk. I won't interrupt you guys with it. It would be,
Okay.
It'd be kind of them quietly talking off to the side.
But yeah, I'm with Kyra. I think maybe we save our buffs until we are ready to go down, just in
But
case the
there's
door
8
is
hours.
problematic.
Shield
okay,
mage
for-
armor is. Shield
if-
is not.
If your
Oh, that's
buff
what
is
I meant,
longer than a
mage
few
armor.
minutes, then yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I
but-
will cast mage armor.
Mage
It's 8
armor should be
hours.
11 hours actually. It's 1 hour per caster level.
I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
mean shield, I meant mage armor. I'm a dum-dum.
Yeah, I was like,
Okay, casting
shield.
Antol on myself. And I'm gonna bring my keg down with me.
Oh, did I already hit that? Oops.
Do you have it to where the face is facing you?
Olak tried his best to scrub it down so it's kind of smudged. With a lot of half-orc spit.
Gross.
If you require any healing, and Karaya's coming back to you, and you can see she looks a little troubled, not angry or anything, just kind of she's thoughtful and frowning. As he returns, he says, "Should you require any healing, return. Don't hesitate. The magic of Desna will be upon all of you." You can always go back down another time, but you only live once.
Well,
Thank you.
Should you find any of the other surviving clerics, please try to save them.
You look like you need a smile, sir. All right, so here it is. There's this city, right? And it's being attacked by a dragon. And there's all these clerics who are sheltering in this house where there's dragons attacking, right? So the one that's following Iomede says, we got to stop the dragon. So I say that we slay it. And the follower of Gorum says, yeah, it's a great idea. Let's kill it. But the follower of Abadar says, we think we should strike a deal with him. Everyone kind of groans, but the one that's faithful to Asmodeus says, yeah, that could be a good thing, a deal. The followers of Gozra and Nethys, they don't know what to do. They're undecided. The priestess following Sarenrae says maybe they should have a diplomatic approach. They all kind of argue back and forth for a while until the follower of Callistra says, fuck it, and steps outside.
He doesn't crack a smile, but like behind him, Karaya is like.
Bullock has big brain power on that one. Just nodding.
Uncouth.
He heard Gorum. Yes.
He's like, yeah.
I heard Gorum.
You might need to work on your technique.
Olak, what has four legs and an arm?
A clay pot?
No.
Oh.
A happy hellhound. Killing me, Olak. Killing me. All right, to the Doomsday door.
Aren't you going to be leaving or something?
Yep, the going is the thing.
I will.
Nobody has a sense of humor at all.
Faye laughed at that
I
one.
was gonna say Karaya's actually still laughing too.
Lem will stomp indignantly down the steps.
How is Dodgy
Once
with
again,
that
trying
one
to
within
math
you?
it out.
Dodgy tolerates it.
I'll bring out the notes for whoever has the key.
I think that's Sayoni.
Yeah, I have it.
Oh.
Read
Go
them
on.
notes.
Let me reshare that for our chat so they can also enjoy. There it is.
You
Wait,
want me to read it to you, Sione? As you go?
Yes.
here.
Still
read it. That's just so chat can enjoy with you guys.
2 to left.
So, how does the front of the door look?
Ah, yes. I'm glad you asked. So there's what it looks like. The Doomsday lock. Bundle of fun. Proof that clerics do know how to have a good time.
Stick your finger in it.
What number is it? No, not that. Wrong roll 20. That's the roll 20 I want. Right there. There we go. A10. Give me a sec. I was ready. No, really.
Yellow.
We believe you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so as you make your way out into the courtyard, you find the door. It is an iron-shod door with an ominous-looking lock bearing a metal plate fashioned in the shape of a moon-like skull.
Latin demon head, really.
Well, now what?
So, I'm gonna look at the key. Does it look like it will turn itself?
No.
Okay, so does it have like a little spot to like stick into that?
Well, you can see it in the picture.
I don't see a picture of the key.
No, the key?
the lock.
The lock. It's just a regular key that you put into the lock.
Oh, there's nothing. Well, this thing says you twist it.
Yup.
Yeah, so you would
Oh,
turn
you
the
just
key.
pretend. You just pretend to do it. Okay, I thought it had like some kind of.
The only
mechanism.
part that stumps me in that riddle is the 2 to dusk and 3 to dawn.
East and west.
Presumably east-west again.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be wrong. It's a doomsday lock.
We'll see what happens.
Great. While I'm
Well,
doing it.
Great. Yeah.
If you get
You
it
know, we
wrong,
have-
we've got 5 spares, right? Joking.
Thanks, Karaya.
I'm joking.
I like this girl.
Are you
Which
ready,
way
Sione?
is Yeah, it changes. It's like left, right. Oh, now we're going
looking
west.
at it,
east,
like
dust.
West east.
examining the lock itself, the very mechanism of the lock looks like it twists and moves.
Okay, let's go for it. Okay, go ahead, Thea.
Left.
I will stick the key in.
Okay. Nothing happens.
I'll go 2 to the left.
Okay.
3 right.
I'll go 3 to the right.
Okay. And as you're doing this, like the full rotations, I assume, it like the whole keyhole
Yeah,
is
it's like a
rotating
whole
with your shifting.
Yep.
So 3 to the right.
1 west.
I will go 1 west.
Which way is west?
Which way is
I
west?
just need to know, are you turning it left or right?
I need to know which way is north. On our
I mean,
on
if
the
you're
map.
if you're looking at
West
the
would be
map,
left.
north would
Is
be
north up on the map?
Traditionally on a map, north is up.
I know, but sometimes you give us maps that's not the case.
True.
So it would be to the left. Is that correct, guys?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I will go 1 west, which is left.
Left. You turn it 1 left. You can hear now something larger moving within the door. Some like large machinery that sounds like it's working in the door. Nothing else happens.
I'll go
East.
2 east, which is right.
2 to the right. Now you can hear something else, and it sounds elsewhere in the door. Like something is moving from low in the door up into the high point of the door.
And then 2 to dusk.
2 to dusk,
Which is
which dusk is the rises in the
east sets
in
in
the-
the west.
yeah,
so-
rises in the east, sets in west. So
So-
it'll be left.
2 to the left?
Yep.
Okay.
3 to dawn.
All of the machinery working in the door goes quiet.
And I'll go 3 to dawn, which is right.
1, nothing happened. 2, nothing happens. When you turn it the 3rd time to the right, however,
I die.
Wait.
the door lets out kind of a gasp from the mouth that sounds a little too much like a whale, and then it just swings on its own open toward you.
Now, when you say whale, like the animal or the...
No, not the animal, like a...
I was with you, Alvin.
I
Yeah,
thought the
was-
same thing.
Because sometimes they...
Just a
for
whale noise.
defeating the Doomsday
Yes.
lock. You guys are going to see how much XP
References
that lock was
balls.
worth.
How much?
I think you guys might be upset with what might have happened when you see how
3.
much...
2.
Did it work?
2 XP.
It didn't work. Oh,
60.
I bet it crashed. Hang on a second. It was worth 19,200 XP.
Is that a lot or not a lot? I have no concept of numbers.
That was worth more XP than any... That was worth more XP... To give you context, the Medusa that you fought was worth about 12,000 XP.
What?
That's like a CR-15. Right?
These things are important. Also, while he's fixing that, I would like to show everybody my dough baby. It's gotten so big.
We're proud of
Very
your
nice.
dough baby.
I have been waiting for a good moment to like squeeze that in since we came back. So, you know,
Now was the time, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
he was fixing something.
Okay. That should now work.
Does the key pop out?
Yeah.
Well, I'll take that back.
Also,
You should have just stuck your finger in it.
you get for rescuing Karaya. There. Anyway, as the door swings open, you can now see beyond a large, kind of an antechamber with a simple flight of steps descending into the darkness.
Are the 7 that wants to go first?
I'll go first. I don't care.
I'm going in there. but I will cast a spell on myself.
Oh yeah,
So-
should I do my communal protection from evil now?
How long
I'm
does
liking
it last?
your walk.
It lasts for
10 minutes.
1 minute per
Divided.
level divided by the creatures touched.
I don't need it.
I am not sure.
So 11 minutes divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I don't need it.
Calculate
I'm
on
good.
that.
You don't need it?
I don't need it.
Dragon will
brazen.
take it.
If we're not fighting something in the next 2 minutes, you've lost it, right?
Yeah, but I have to touch you all to put it on you. So if we get like ambushed, I can't.
This is what
You
you
know?
do. You just go pop, pop, pop.
Maybe
Get
it's
us
like
all.
when we know we're about to go into something. I don't know.
Sure. Okay, I can save it for that.
Those
will
intestine
cast-
monsters were pretty visible. At least when I saw them. Shouldn't be
Fair.
too hard to know they're coming, right?
Yes.
I will cast Arcane Sights.
I am casting Good Hope on everyone.
Okay.
Let's
So
start
+2
moving.
to all the things.
Thea will step in.
All right.
I'll follow behind.
I need to
Bring
find my.
There's an
sheet.
Arctic draft blowing up from below down the stairs.
Arctic draft.
Maybe not. Maybe that's a little hyperbolic, but
You said it was dark. Do we need light?
it is dark, and you
We
do.
need light.
I put
I
my
will-
goggles on.
I will do
can see
dancing
just
lights
fine.
for us.
Dancing lights? Okay.
We're pretty visible with this, though.
I don't think we're trying to stealth in here, are we?
Not
Maybe
anymore.
later.
That door was kind of loud, so
Ship has sailed.
Stealth has its places, but if you are trying to outsneak a skulk or whatever else might lie down here, I don't think we're going to.
Mm-hmm.
Not with them. No offense. She gestures at the two clerics.
Actually, you know what? Actually, I'm also gonna cast another spell. Invigorating Poison.
Okay.
I assume I see no magic auras.
Not other than the one that's like permeated the entire area. I mean, there was magic in the lock, of course.
Mhm.
But as you descend the stairs, you know what? Let's mark the occasion.
Good what?
I don't know. I'm scared.
Darkness, my old friend.
The stairs descend to a pair of simple double doors.
You've marked the occasion with doors.
I did.
Yay.
I cast
Um,
open close.
You can
Wait.
hear the wind
Um,
blowing down here, and really that's all you can hear. Just constant
so-
wind. The
right,
stairs
so-
down are particularly steep with 1 foot high risers.
Oh.
So it would be kind of an unpleasant set of stairs, especially if you don't like stairs. For Lem, it would be straight up uncomfortable walking down. Like they're a third your height each step.
I'll kind of like get on my butt and scoot down each one.
All stairs on this level, by the way, are considered difficult terrain, even going down.
Except
that
for
reason.
Olak.
Except for Olak.
I have a
And-
mechanic question.
and Kyra, who has freedom of movement.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
This is what it's all led up to.
Sione, you can see that the walls are enchanted. And it's
With-
very familiar magic. It's the same magic you've seen in every Thessalonian ruin you've ever been in.
Oh.
Preservative to protect it against the erosion of time. Interestingly, though, this magic seems to extend to the very simple wooden doors at the bottom of the steps.
Salt and vinegar magic. Got it.
Can I ask a mechanics question, Tim?
Yes.
The potions of Eagle Splendor, they are what kind of effect? Enhancement, you said?
Yep. And I believe it's plus
So-
4.
My question is, if I have a magic item that gives me a +2,
Then you would get
And I
+4
drank that.
instead, not in addition to.
right? And if it's up like what is it called? What is it called?
They
what is
retroactively
it
would
called?
increase.
'Cause you have the
Spellcasting
same-
would be no.
It's the thing that gives me +2 to my wisdom, or to my charisma, +2 to my intelligence, my headband, I think. Headband of prowess, there it is.
Yep.
So would that give +4, +2?
Yep.
If I were to... How long do they last then?
I believe it would be for 3 minutes.
Oh, okay. Noted. Thank you. Carry on, everybody. Open the doors. Whatever you're going to do.
I would have my adamantine gray sword out.
Okay.
Kyra
will-
would also have her scimitar out.
Karaya draws her bastard sword, otherwise known as a hand-and-a-half sword, as depicted in her artwork. It glows blue, and there's a very cold draft blowing off of it. You can see like little ice crystals forming in the air whenever she moves it, and just kind of like a constant snow dropping from it.
Just so you are aware, that won't work on the crab.
The what?
The crab.
What crab?
You weren't listening earlier?
No, I'm sorry.
The Gongornan.
Is that one of those demon things?
One of the demon things. It's immune to ice.
She
Cold
pats
and
the
acid.
Atlas on her belt. I have other solutions.
Good. Just making sure.
Though when you're
Also-
alone in the Darklands fighting Drow, typically once the demons start coming out, the going gets good and you start going.
Also, just one more thing. If you get grabbed by Pincher, you need to let me know.
Sure. I'll let you know by screaming wildly in pain.
Oh, there'll be plenty of that.
Yeah.
Are we ready?
Does this door open inwards or outwards?
This door
This-
opens away from you.
Faye's gonna kind of be like,
Right, well,
not gonna share that secret.
Olak's kind of
Cast.
lifting his leg up, kind of aiming.
Are you gonna pee?
No one's gonna donkey kick it.
Oh, I cast open close. As you lift your leg up.
Oof.
Oh, his leg just like goes.
Yeah.
If the door opens, he just like slams down onto the ground.
Yeah, does the door open?
Wait, no, something went wrong. Okay, well, it's gonna reveal something that I don't want it to, but that's fine. It's that. Ignore
Okay.
that little triangle over there.
Okay,
What triangle?
I misclicked.
at the bottom.
Oh, that.
I'm not done yet.
There's an enemy there. Cast fireball.
There. So there's actually 2 passages also. I'm not, because we don't have dynamic lighting turned on, how I'm treating that is I'm just revealing a little bit of the passages until you guys explore more down those. So that being said, what you see, or rather, the first thing you notice is what you smell. The odor of beer permeates this immense room. Several crates, barrels, kegs, and racks for wine fill the room, many of which have been opened, emptied, upturned, and shattered. The floor is littered with glass shards and corks, and strewn with loose coils of rope.
That's just rude and unnecessary.
Alright,
Oh, Olak's stepping in here.
that smells like beer.
Probably the beer.
Who has the light
Gives
source,
me-
by the way?
It's Faya. It's her dancing lights.
Yeah, dancing lights.
Oh, dancing lights. Okay, let me actually put those out, because you have to use move actions to make them move. So for now, I'm going to assume something like that, just to kind of illuminate the entire room.
Sure.
Or actually, maybe we'll put one here so that you guys have some light too.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Go inside, I guess.
Well, I'm in
I'm
here.
going to be checking the walls at all times and the ceiling.
Sure, make a perception check.
I will be scanning with my arcane sight.
Oh, by the way, what are these? How tall is the ceiling?
About 20 feet.
Alright, well, Olok's gonna kinda step up
Aw,
10 feet. Just kinda surveying the room. 10 feet up.
Okay.
Is there anything in here?
What is your perception result?
I have not rolled it.
I think actually Karaya is going to push past the spellcasters to not roughly, but just kind of like slipping past you to move in here to take it in.
I rolled an 8, and I'm gonna make my way 10 feet up to the center of the room.
Okay. Yeah, you don't really see anything that's catching your eye. She's going to make a perception check also.
Oh.
Someone
Hey.
had been trained in it.
Whoa.
Heightened
I'm
awareness.
going to cast on myself,
Okay.
so I can also participate in these, and I will add a +2.
Let's see what you got.
Yeah, let's if I can find it again. Where did it go? There it is. 29.
29. You don't see anything. Though for a moment, maybe it's your eyes playing tricks on you. You do feel like there was something. Like maybe there was just a hint of... Oh, you're in the wrong area. Are you... Is that where you're standing when you're doing this? Or are you...
I'll
Okay,
get
you are actually out here. Okay. You feel like you saw something move, like, over in this direction. But, like, you're looking now and you're like... Everything is still. Everything is as you expect. Though, mind you, lighting down here isn't exactly great. It's still very shadowy. There's a lot of like wreckage and debris around here, a lot of shadows. And it doesn't help that there's a lot of movement just from like you guys moving, casting shadows through the dancing lights.
Does my arcane sight show anything?
That shows magical auras, correct?
I put it in chat, but yes. Within 120 feet.
Yeah, actually. Yeah. You see magical auras. You see, like human-shaped auras here, here. I'm sorry. Here, 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 and here.
Son of
And another one just kind of moving along the wall this way.
Jesus.
What do they look like?
They're human-shaped,
How tall?
about your
Like
height.
human?
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of power is it?
Let's see. Faint.
I'm gonna step back.
There's also some longbow-shaped magic auras, also faint on all of them.
Okay, 1 second.
Did you want to try to identify the aura that you're seeing on them?
Yeah, spellcraft?
Yeah. I like that Sione's just like nodding, like, okay.
How many rolls do I need?
It's the same on all of them, so it'd be one roll.
Okay, 19.
19 actually is enough because it's a first level spell. That would be Shield of Faith.
Oh, you want to play that game? All right. Just kidding.
Okay. I'm gonna cast message.
Targeting who?
1 sec. 1 creature per level. Everyone in my party. How many auras did I see?
Well, you saw a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You saw 6, but one of them has now slipped away down this corridor.
I'm gonna whisper to the whole party. There are 6 humanoids in this room with longbows pointed at us. Actually, make that 5. One is leaping out this corridor.
I will cast communal protection from evil on everybody that I can currently touch.
Okay.
I guess I will. I don't know if Karaya wants that or
with
not.
that, she will move closer.
Okay, so I'll get, because I know Olak said he didn't want it.
Actually, wait a second. Now that I think about it, no. I don't think it would occur to her to move closer.
Okay.
I don't think it would occur to. I'm sorry.
So I will just cast it on Fea, Lem, Sione, myself.
Okay,
Yep.
well,
Okay.
in that case, Olak's gonna grab and mutter, and he's casting this spell.
What are you casting?
Entropic Shield.
What does that look like? Because over here by Kyra, like they're all taking hands and like group prayer kind of thing. Kyra's holy symbol lifting from her
Olak
chest
just
into the air.
glows in like a blast of like gloopy, chaotic colors around him. That just kind of settles a bit into like
a mantle.
kind of like if you're looking through one of those, a kaleidoscope, but a bit fainter, much
Okay.
fainter.
Okay. As you're doing this, there's
And then he's
another
ready to like
little
aim
spot
downwards.
of, just a little hint of movement, and then suddenly you hear what sounds at first like maybe a small fireball spell going off or an explosion of some kind, followed by multiple loud pops, and something Olak in particular would recognize as the sound of many clockwork gears ticking and steam being vented.
Handy.
Oh.
Handy,
And
no!
you hear clack, 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 clack of something large and metallic coming out of this corridor, moving on stone. And what you see
Big Handy!
as it bursts out of the shadow, you see like a wisp of movement of like something running away. And Sione, you see that aura return,
Olak's
moving
gonna
very
go
quickly away
tackle
from
right at it as well.
whatever this thing is. What you guys see, for everyone's benefit, I have art.
Oh no.
Blitzcrank.
I hope he doesn't have that arm. He's gonna grab you.
Belching smoke from 2 exhaust pipes atop it, you see an ogre-sized creature shaped kind of like an ogre, but with limbs made entirely of bronze and steel. Its midsection, instead of a torso, looks like some kind of tube with ruffles on it, and it's like it's undulating periodically, rhythmically, and you can hear the constant ticking of clockwork as this thing just barrels out into the chamber, swinging like arms before that little cylindrical head turns in your direction, and it starts to stomp towards Olak. And that's where we're going to end for tonight.
Does it ping us?
Does it what?
Does it ping us a golem?
Yes, it pings as a golem.
Aha.
Oh my god.
I
This
did
is gonna be hell.
cast mirror image on myself, by the way.
I saw.
Lem vanished.
And Lem. Whoosh.
Lem's
gone.
like, bye.
Let's fuck this shit.
So does
Not
Lem
here for
vanish
this.
before or after he sees that thing?
It would be
I
so
did it-
really. It
Did
came
it before
bursting
it's
out
top.
right around the end of all the spells being cast. So like Lem winked out. Kyra finished her prayer and had just kind of let go of everyone's hands. Karaya literally is like, "What the fuck?" And that's where it ends as that thing
Like,
charges out. Here.
personally, I would just like to think that Lem's like heard it come through the door.
And
Kinda
he's like,
you know, he's probably barefoot, you know, he's a halfling. He probably felt the vibrations. It was just like, yeah, nah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Not for this man.
Yeah,
Halfling
so
senses were tingling.
Welcome
oh
to
my
the-
gosh.
welcome to the cellar.
Where there's a giant robot.
Where
Cool.
Where's a giant robot thing?
Don't worry, guys. I have a spell for just this occasion.
Do you?
Hell yeah.
Oh,
I
you
know.
do.
Called
Admonishing
Eroding Ray.
I
No,
don't know if you
eroding.
guys have ever tangoed with golems. In pretty much every edition, 5th edition, Pathfinder, they always suck.
I don't think I've ever fought a golem before.
Golems
Really
fucking
fights
suck hard. They're immune to damn near everything. Not resist, just straight up immune to pretty much everything.
Which is why I have a
Except
spell
Olak.
for this.
Yeah. The
Except
only
for
thing they're
Olak.
really not immune to is hitting them really, really hard with whatever material they're specified weak against.
Oh my gosh.
Adamantine golems.
Except for adamantine golems, who are as immune to weapons as they are to spells.
To everything.
Yeah. Bundles of fun is what they are.
How do you fight an adamantine?
Yeah, what are you supposed
Honestly,
to do in that?
Alvin, do you have an
Shatter?
answer? I don't know. Shatter doesn't work. They're immune to shatter.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Golem Bane Scarab.
Yeah,
Assume
so that's
Bane.
right. There is a magic item that lets you bypass golem resistances.
Create
Otherwise,
gold.
the only realistic way to
weapons.
fight an adamantine golem is to find its owner, who will have the key for it, and to get your hands on that key and turn it off.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think even anti-magic fields will work on golems.
Nope, they don't. They don't. There's usually like a really stupidly arbitrary list of like 3 spells that will work on golems, and
Well,
the rest is
adamantine
just like, yeah. Well, that's all golems, frankly. But adamantine, I think like you can. I think if you do like metal to flesh, it'll damage them or something like that.
Well, alright, way to leave us on a cliffhanger.
I'm not sorry.
I know you're
so-
not.
Thank you guys for watching our show tonight. We will be live
Yes.
again next Monday with more of... Wait, will we? There's not a holiday or anything then, is there?
No, I don't
Wait.
think so.
Why would there be a holiday?
I
in-
don't know.
I will not be here next Monday, so account for
Okay,
that.
good. Thank you for telling
President's Day is the 15th, but other than that, no.
me. Okay, so we will be live next Monday without Ava, which means without Oh man, you're leaving me to fucking run Fea against a golem?
I can. Faye can't do anything against a
It's
golem.
gonna suck.
You just have to
I
chill out.
know.
I
That's
mean,
gonna suck.
there's other things in here other than the golem.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
I
We'll-
said I was gonna be utility.
We'll
so
find a
Olak needs parts for handy, so this is perfect.
We'll find a way. Just make sure you let me know before Monday what bits from this golem you're gonna want collected, if assuming survival. Anyway, we'll be live next Monday, chat. Thank you guys. You guys have been great. We'll see you around. Bye bye.